All right,
Mike.
Keep it in.
All right. Mike, you actually use your pronouns on your Twitter.
Yeah, I sure do. I'm a proud LGBT ally, as I am in the LGBT
ally.
I guess I'm not an ally then.
You're just an LGBT.
Sure.
I'm just a bacon potato.
An LG beetle.
Sure. That's the thing, because I was actually talking to a couple of guys, because believe it or not, there are people that I guess fall into the LGBT spectrum who don't like identifying as LGBT, and I think I got to rephrase that. Like, I know plenty of people who are autistic or depressed that say autism and depression advocates make them look bad.
Advocates?
Yeah, like people are like, respect my mental illness, like, and they fill your entire Facebook timeline with like pictures of like how to spot somebody with depression. They're eating a can of Chef Boyardee in the bathtub while crying. Like,
listen, Moffy, you're not allowed to attack your co-host like this.
All right.
All right.
Should I just like change my name to the McConaughey on this podcast?
Oh no!
All right.
No, but
you can only start calling yourself McConaughey if you're going to start fucking underage schoolgirls.
Oh no!
Ooh, no, we're done.
That's not political. It's a movie reference. Get your head out the cloud.
I know plenty of gay guys though, and I hang out with them because that's my crowd of people sometimes.
News to me.
And they literally say that they're like, LGBT makes me look bad.
I think it depends on the kind of person they're talking about, because like I think a lot of the standout examples come out to this top of the surface of the top of it, and it's
Well, it's like, I want to raw dog another dude. I don't want to, go to a parade with a bottle rocket
that's like
shoved
a different
up my
thing.
ass.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, Moth. With the destruction of Tumblr as a platform that people use, that bad part of people who identify as such pretty much doesn't exist anymore.
Well, no, that's not true. Now they just segregated into our culture and in Twitter land, and it sucks.
They exist in the Twitter, but they can't be as vocal about it, because when they are, they get shut down.
Oh yeah, they do. But at the same time, they're in my goddamn Twitter, man.
Yeah, they are. And it's I came onto Twitter, and the very first day I was on Twitter and actually like sat down and looked at Twitter, I think the tag that was trending is "It's okay to be white," and I just kind of stared blankly at my screen for a solid minute. It was like, all right, I'm done. I'm done.
It goes back and forth between the lib cucks and the con cucks, and there's a lot of I just choose to not participate, really.
Well, like
the whole thing that started this conversation was me telling y'all that I got called a Nazi yesterday for having pronouns in my bio.
That's the opposite.
The guy told me, I'm not afraid to say it, he's Short Fat Otaku, has a YouTube channel.
You call it that guy?
Yeah.
That guy had a nuclear take today.
It was because of that nuclear take of his. But he said to me, make sure your pronouns are on your fucking armband. In response.
Oh!
Yeah. Like, Jesus Christ.
I didn't put two and two together because I just woke up, but I did see that.
Like, that's like, what the fuck?
I'm imagining like poor starved Mike in a concentration camp right now, and the guard shoveling him his like kosher slop is like looking at his armband. He's like, "Here you go, Ziar." It's like, actually, it's an Apache attack helicopter. Thank you.
Oh, he said the joke, guys. He said it.
Welcome to the Post and Cringe podcast, everybody. The only podcast that posts cringe daily. My name is English Mike. I'm your host. As always, joining me are the Mothman.
Yes. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. All right. Let's go.
And the boy pussy.
Neither.
Frog, that's you.
Wait,
you are the boy pussy.
I don't have the one of those.
You got that better bussy.
Yeah,
that stone cold bussy.
A bussy.
Joining us today, though, folks, we have a
specialist
treat.
guest.
the specialist guest, our collective autism. Because we are here to do what people with autism do best. We are here to boil everything down into a list as we discuss the best anime of the decade.
And I've been pretty listless my whole life, so this is going to be new for me.
Kill yourself in Minecraft.
So, Mike, I got a favor to ask real quick.
Yes, sir.
So I like to tell stories about my life growing up, and I don't think there's a part for this in the podcast this episode. So before we do the list, can I tell a moth story?
I don't know if you're aware of this, but that's become what the podcast is. So you go ahead.
Okay.
And make sure it's about masturbation, because if it's not a real moth story.
Actually, this time it's not, because it took place in my second middle school and not my first one.
Ah, okay.
I went to a couple of middle schools because my parents decided they didn't like driving 40 miles to take me to school. It's
valid.
Yeah, I would say so. But we went to a middle school, and I'm kind of a shitlord, and I've always kind of been a shitlord. I just recently, like in the last decade, have learned that racism isn't actually funny.
It's a good thing to learn.
Yeah, really. It's luckily Filipinos not a race; it's a curse.
We can't put that in.
That's staying in. That's
so.
It's like the chosen unborn.
So, when I was in 8th grade, about halfway through the school year, a girl entered the 8th grade with us, and she, I actually can't remember her ethnicity at this point anymore. I want to say she was Filipino. Let's just say that. But she's actually, she was cute, and I liked her. We got along great, and we would talk about things, and she liked anime, and I liked anime, so we got along really well. And, one day, I decided in our 8th grade, we had this weird, like, instead of being assigned classes like we had been our whole life, it was the first time you could actually choose your classes, what classes you went to.
Mm-hmm.
I selected web design, mostly because I just come out of a technical school, and at this point I was back in a school where it was like the 8th grade basketball team ruled the school. So I was like, oh, sweet, there's actually a computer science class. Well, in 8th grade, web design is basically typing "Hello World" /HTML into a Word document, getting an A+. Mm-hmm. And that's literally what it was. But she was in the class with me, and when we were in middle school, she really liked K-pop and J-pop before it became like the cancer it is now on Twitter.
Bad omen.
Yeah, really bad omen. And she still does. Like, I actually see her sometimes because I now live in the city I grew up in.
And she's turned Korean, correct?
Well, yeah. She went from Filipino to Korean. The curse was lifted.
Successful transition.
And that's what we call a callback.
to 20 seconds ago?
But, like, she is... And I'm going to say this. I'll never see her, and this podcast will never be famous enough that she knows I'm talking about her. But, like,
can't wait till we get, like, a trillion subscribers and it comes directly back to her.
She has become the most vain human being on the planet. I've seen her at my local anime con like 3 times now, and it's an annual con. And every time I've seen her, she's had a different like local fashion model on her arm. And I'm like, you're cute and you're short, but you're like an 8 out of 10. Like, how are you getting these gorgeous men on your arm every single time? So the fact that she was physically attracted to me was a huge ego booster. So, like, maybe after she became Filipino, or after she quit being Filipino, she got a taste in men. But, like, I don't know.
This story is all over the place.
But we're in this programming class, and she really liked this band called Duran Gray. I don't know if you guys know about these guys, but they were really popular with the weird weeb girls that watched, like, Gravitation in the mid-2000s.
Oh, so it was like a gay boy band?
Oh, it's gay as hell. Like, go type in Duran Gray. It's exactly what you would imagine.
Well, if you type in Duran Gray, you're going to find the famous old story about the painting.
No, Dur, like D-I-R space E-N, and then Gray with an E, because the rest of the world can't spell gray right.
Gray with an A is way more cool.
Yeah, it is. But she really liked this band, and I'm a little shitlord, and so I would call them Duran Gay, or Dumb and Gay. I would call them Dumb and Gay.
Got her.
I'd be like, hey, has Dumb and Gay released a new album yet? Like, I was like, so which one's sucking whose cock today? Like, I would say these horrible things to her.
Jesus Christ.
And one day we're in our programming class, and I make a web page. And I know basic things. Like, I didn't actually learn web development until, like, 10th grade. But I program a website where I badly painted a bunch of dicks in the mouths of the 5, like, band members. I, like, just painted them sucking dicks. And that was the web page. And then I had, like, an audio clip set to play, but I never played it because I didn't want, like, gay moaning noises to be played, like, in a classroom filled with other students. I was like, hey, Maria, check out this website. And I pull up the website, and I just see her, like, grab her pencil. I'm like, and the next thing I know, my leg is on fire.
What the fuck?
And I was like, what the fuck? And I looked down, and she had stabbed her pencil right into my knee, like, right where it bends on the top part of my knee.
Kneecap.
And I was like, holy crap! So I get up and I walk over to my teacher with this pencil sticking out of my knee. And it's like, kind of like, I'm in shock so it doesn't hurt. And the teacher looks at me, looks at my knee, and is like, I can pretend I'm not seeing this, or I can suspend you and whoever did this.
What? Why you?
Well, he did, like, create a gay thing.
A gay thing.
Well, he didn't know, but, like, I'm sitting there looking at my options, and I just kind of smile and, like, pull the pencil out of my knee and walk away. And for a good decade afterwards, there was just this gray lump on my knee from where the graphite had broken off.
And the decade ended today. Congrats, buddy.
No, it ended back in, like, 2014,
yeah.
But, like, there's the moth story of the week.
Fantastic. Before we get into, like, the nitty-gritty,
shit.
How are you guys' weeks going?
Pretty good, actually. I have a podcast.
Wow.
Yeah. Congratulations. I hear that's got a few episodes in it.
Yeah, I think we're up to episode 17.
The day we're recording is actually the last day of my Christmas break, and I'm going to my final semester of college for programming, so by the time this comes out, I'll be 2 weeks into that. Oh, no, 1 week in, because we were recording 1 week prior, I think, this time.
I got a webpage I need you to record for me, or to develop for me. It's just an image. It's one image. It's 800 by 600.
That's very small.
And it's 5 Japanese men in wigs sucking each other off.
I figured you were going to say something like
that. My week has been, I guess not week, my fortnight dancing over here has been awful, because I work in retail, and this time of year makes me want to kill myself.
Yeah, valid.
You know what's funny is I'm just getting out of my hell. Like, because I was talking about it last episode, like, Medicare refreshed. Everybody's deductibles are back at 0, so nothing is getting used.
Oh,
fuck you!
Oh, eat a dick! I spent.
I'm going into tax season, and people are already showing up. Well, I got extra money from left over from last year, so I'm gonna go get ahead and get 4 20-inch tires on my fucking new truck. And don't you dare scratch the rims with your equipment that's 40 years old. Ah.
Gosh, fuck. Oh, man. Wait. Do you have the guys? Because this is something that I've seen in Idaho. I didn't see it so much in Utah. I didn't see it so much in Texas, but I saw it a lot in Idaho and Alaska. Do you have the guys who have, like, the 1978 Chevy hard bodies that still have, like, a diesel engine, and for some unknown reason the fucker is still running?
The shop I work at is right next to the vast majority of rich people in our city.
So you actually have the people with the nice cars.
I see. No, this is like the weirdest thing. So, despite that, the store that our shop's attached to is considered like the ghetto store to go and get your groceries at. And so I see tons of rich people and tons of like no money people. There's a guy who comes to our shop whose car has no body. And he drives it, like, and I mean, he doesn't have any, like, no windshield, no nothing. Dude shows up to get his oil changed, and it doesn't have a hood either, no nothing. He just shows up with his oil change, he fucking takes his goggles off and cleans the bugs out of his teeth. Is like, hey, can you please do my oil change? And, like, it's the shit that you'll see. Yet the other day, yesterday, some guy came in. He was like, "Yeah, I got a nice '95 Impala," and it was sitting on these fucking 32-inch rims. And this is like a middle-aged, pudgy white dude. So like, this isn't like got rims on it, and it's like a racial thing. And I'm making fun of him. I just want that to be said. It was sitting on these giant rims, and this motherfucker had turned. No, he didn't. I don't think he knew about this. But whoever he bought it from had turned a 95 Caprice into a 95 Impala by swapping out all of the parts except for the engine. And it was like, it was very clearly obvious. And I know what I'm saying is probably going over both of your heads, but it's like, holy shit. Everything about it was the biggest piece of shit ever. And the dude was fucking... He was prouder than a fucking hog and shit, I'll tell you that.
You know, I understood some of what you said because I'm debating buying an El Camino and putting a Wonder Bread engine in it.
Chevy Impalas in 95 were muscle cars. So
yeah, no, I'm aware. Like, didn't Flork, like, have a tweet about that where he's like, these mid-90s piece of shit sedans are gonna live longer than, like, most cars?
It's true. So, like,
let me look up a 95 Impala real quick.
It doesn't look too special. It's they're very nice though. Like even the Caprice from that year had a good engine. But
yeah, no, it looks like the kind of car that if it pulls up next to you, you're gonna die.
Yeah. But Google a 95 Caprice, and someone turned that into one of those just by making very surface level modifications. Like it's Nah, okay, you don't work enough around cars, man. You should, like...
Oh, I don't.
It's wild.
I'll give you that. But
yeah, it's...
By the way, how many minutes are we in right now? We're in 15 minutes?
Something like that.
Okay. Hey, this episode's sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh, we haven't gotten the email yet, so we probably shouldn't.
Oh, okay. This episode is not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
That's correct.
But
it
could be.
Prompts you to spend $3 every time you log in.
Is it actually?
I mean, every good gacha game
Yes.
does.
No, here's the thing. The one I've been playing for about 3 months now, Mirage Memorial, no, it doesn't. It just, you feel broke and poor when somebody comes kicks your ass with Cerberus, and you're like, well, I better spend money so I can get Cerberus too.
That's in and of its... That's kind of the game telling you to...
Yeah, but the thing is, the game doesn't slap me in the nuts every 12 minutes and go, hey, you need to spend money or else you can't get the good orc.
Well, maybe you should spend money and get the good orc.
That's Shadow Legends.
Fucking...
Like, that's the thing. Whenever they do those videos where it's like, if you join Raid Shadow Legends right now, you'll get a free 5-star hero.
And
it's like,
a billion silver.
It's the same free 5-star hero everybody gets.
Hey.
And that silver doesn't buy you anything.
Yeah, I imagine
It'll
like
buy you
12,000 silver is like not very much in the actual currency.
Well, it gets you enough to get like 2 random 1 to 2 star rolls or something. Like it's kind of nice, but then you go into the PvP and people who've spent like entire mortgage payments playing this game just face roll you.
Yeah, I imagine.
Let's not be too critical of Raid Shadow Legends, because if they contacted me, I would accept, because...
Raid, please contact us by email.
Please.
Oh, no, this is all we got to do to get our social credibility score up. Did you guys really enjoy episode 9 like I did? Like,
no.
J.J. Abrams really brought an end to an epic saga.
That's the thing, though, Moth. No one likes episode 9.
Red Letter Media really liked episode 9. They did it on the Nerd Crew.
Any hoozles, my bamboozles. Let's
talk about why we're here.
Let's get to the meat of the matter, the anime of the decade.
Woo!
So going into this, we have a list in front of us, and we're going to go through it. Just read off this list. It hits the highlights. There were a lot of cuts. If you have an anime that you watched in the last 10 years that you love, either A, wasn't interesting, B, wasn't good enough, C, wasn't bad enough, or D, we didn't watch it.
Wait, there's E. I viewed it as just crappy fan service for lonely weebs and made fun of you for it.
At least 2 shows on this list fit that criteria, so no, that's not it.
Well, yeah, but they weren't made by me. They were just like either random inserts because we looked at a top 100 anime by the decade list, or one of you was actually that sad.
Hey, I consulted no top list in the making of this list. I did the work. I went to Mal and I sorted from 2010 onwards to make this list every fucking season. That is 40 pages of shows. This list, before editing it was 200 long.
I went to Wikipedia and just did it by year and pulled like 1 or 2 anime out from each year.
No, that's what the little piss babies did. I put in the
That's what
fucking
somebody
work.
who doesn't want to spend 2 hours looking at random names does.
You know what, Moth? You might have a point, but I did spend 2 hours making the list, and I'm proud. I put shit on this list that I forgot about, and then ended up taking it off because they weren't interesting enough.
There's stuff on this list that I could not believe came out this decade because of how old it looks.
Oh.
And actually the first anime on this list I thought came out in 2006, but it turns out it came out in like 2011.
Well, before we start, let's just go over what we're doing here. So we're going to go through this list, briefly talk about everything we have on it, but we're not going to rank all this. This is almost 100 shows after editing it all down. So we're going to read through, talk about each one briefly, and then each one of us have picked our 5 best of the decade plus 1 extra that we all agree on is great. And then we're going to rank those 16 shows.
Now, there are a couple of animes that, as we go down the list, we're going to give them an award immediately, just because it didn't make it to the top 16, but we feel it's worth mentioning.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And there's a lot that deserves some kind of recognition in that way.
Yeah, so we'll start. Should we just start from number 1?
Yeah, Moth, you take it away because you have the most to say.
Okay, so this is the anime I thought came out in 2006, back when, like, Lovely Complex was a thing. But it's called Baccano Test. And basically, it's the only high school harem that I think I've ever enjoyed. Because it's just the dumbest human beings on the planet trying to usurp a caste system based on intelligence and hard work by not being intelligent or working hard at all.
Yeah, that's actually totally accurate. Baccano Test it was one of the shows I watched whenever I wasn't into anime yet, like probably 2013, maybe 2012. Actually, it would have been 2012. That was when I was 2013. I was living with my grandma at the time. And it was a really interesting show, but that was back whenever I didn't care. I didn't care about anything I watched, so I don't know how much it stands out to me. However,
it's responsible for the first big trap.
That's exactly what I was about to say. It was the first time I ever saw a trap character and was like, men. Huh.
Men.
One moment, I'm going to leave this conversation real quick.
Well, perfect.
Get out of the room, pigs. Get.
He's talking to capitalists.
You have to punch them.
Sorry, I'm watching the dogs, and one of my dogs is a pig and has just been growling in the background for the last 5 minutes.
Wait, is it an actual pig?
No, it's a dog. It's a husky. It's just huskies don't sound like dogs. They sound like pigs.
Okay, that's fair.
So Baccano Test is responsible for the first real big center stage trap. Everybody likes to pretend it was Astolfo or that cat from whatever.
Felix.
But, from
Felix the
ReZero,
cat.
but no. It was actually... What is his name?
Felix.
No.
From Baccano Test? I don't remember any of the characters' names.
Yeah, but I don't either. I remember Ryuji and Shoko because they're the best couple of all time. But like,
what I really remember about it is like the really interesting shonen structure of it.
Yeah, the fact that they do battle and that he's so dumb, and because he's the worst student at the school, he has pain feedback for his icon.
Yeah, so basically, it takes place in like this school where your class's performance determine like the advantages you get. It's really good, and they cheat the lowest class cheat their way up by exploiting basically a fucking loophole in the fact that they have the worst student, and that gives him like some kind of extra bonus.
Correct.
But it's totally
Probably.
cool.
Probably correct.
If you've never watched it and you're looking for something really fun to watch, I'd say it's worth checking out.
Yeah, it's definitely we'll mention it later. Frog, you actually have the next one. Or,
no,
that's not me.
Frog,
No.
Mike.
No.
No, this is my baby. So I've talked about it before, both off and on the podcast. Katanagatari, released in 2012, is my favorite anime of all time. It's 12 episodes long. Each episode's about 40 minutes long. And it's this really great exploration of what it means for there to be meaning in something. It has one of my favorite male-female pairing in the fact that the main character is a dumb idiot who doesn't know anything except for punching and kicking. Well, not punching and kicking. He's a swordsman who has turned his body into a sword. Not in the sense that his hands turn into swords, but in the sense that his sword style uses his hands and legs. And I know that you're thinking, oh, that's just karate. The show goes over it. It's pretty cool. He has this great energy about him, and Togame, his name is Shichika. Togame is his female lead. Her whole thing is that she's super strong, but super smart, but she's also like frail and not always like the smartest. Like in general, like she's a really good statistician. Like she can not statistician, but strategist. There we go. She's a good strategist. And basically, it's these two people. She goes to this island to find him, and she wants to have him help her track down 12 possessed weapons that the shogunate of the time, because this takes place, it's not actually historical, obviously. Like, there's guns, like, there's supernatural shit, guns, there's each of, like, the antagonists have a weird ability. Like, the first one they fight can just, he has, like, a pocket dimension inside of his body, and he just stores shit in there.
He's got hammer pants?
No, it's in his body. It's not the pants.
Hammer mouth?
Yes, he has...
Hammer torso?
Yes. He can also...
Hammer ass?
He can also rearrange his body to look like someone else, and it's really great. Like there's so much I could say about Katanagatari, and I could do it until the end of fucking time, but you go into spoilers. If you want to watch a really great show, like it has good emotional moments, it has great story beats, it has really great misdirections, Katanagatari is the show to go to. I would recommend both of you to give it a shot. I don't think it's going to be for you, Moth. Frog, I'm not even sure if it'd be for you. This is one of those shows, like, someone in our Discord actually did sit down and watch it, and he ended up liking it a lot, but, like, it's definitely not going to be for everyone.
Right, yeah.
But it's not like weird, it's not like... other shows that are on this list that are just me things. I think it has further appeal. I just think a lot of people missed out on watching this because it was released weirdly. Each episode takes place in a different month, and each episode was released in that month. So a lot of
oh man, I that just falls into like that snobby, if you don't get this obscure and complicated way I did something, that's just because you're a pedantic simpleton.
Well, I mean, it was written by Nisio Isin, who also did, Monogatari, so I'm not even going to say you're far off, but the fact that it has that format allows it to have more natural story progression, in my opinion. It's also based off light novels, and if you don't want to spend the time to watch it, you can read the light novels, and I own the first 3, and they're really good reads as well. And that's about all I gotta say about Katanagatari. It is my favorite anime.
Crazy how it'd be like that.
So now so for these ones, we have this thing color-coded. Frog has green, Mike has yellow, I got brown, and then there's a 4th color that we're keeping secret. But the 5th color is black. For these, just because none of us really give a rat's ass about them? Do we just want to say, hey, this anime existed, maybe say something and go on?
For some of them, yes. But for this next one, Frog...
Go... Oh, no. For this next one, the fact that none of us put it on our list is a little weird.
I think the reason none of us put it on there is just because it speaks to our list and how personal it is.
It's I would say it's because the series that came before it kind of spoiled the water.
Well, Frog, go ahead and reveal to the crowd.
Oh fuck! Oh Jesus! Number 3 is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the long lost sequel to the famous series.
Actually, it's not a sequel. It's a direct.
I'm making a joke about how it's a sequel to Brotherhood, but it's wood and it fell flat.
It's the incest dojin.
Yeah. What?
Can you motherfuckers believe that Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood came out finished this decade? It started last decade.
Well, see, there we go. That's probably why I didn't talk about it, is because I don't consider animes that started before the decade as part of this list.
Well, the last half of the show was this decade, and that was the stuff that was different.
It's fair, but it's still, I don't know. I would say in the mid-2000s, I would put it as a front runner for most influential anime of the decade.
Oh, for sure.
Because Full Metal Alchemist on Toonami brought a lot of people who would then grow up to like Tokyo Ghoul, Sword Art Online, other trash-ass anime into the crowd. And then Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood are for the people who actually like good anime.
Yeah, I totally like Full Metal Alchemist in general, but especially Brotherhood is definitely that appeals to more than just weebs type of show that also made trash tier weebs, because it is fantastic. I love Brotherhood. I adore Brotherhood. It's probably one of my favorite shows. If I made it like a top 20 list, number 15. But
Can I hit the next one, by the way?
Oh yeah, no, you can. It's really great. If you somehow are listening to this and have never watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, what the fuck, man?
What the hell, Frog?
What? I told you I didn't.
He's literally a Zoomer. He's a child. He was born in 2011.
No. I grew up in the time where this is getting popular, and I had friends who loved it. I just never bothered.
So, Frog, what did you think about Ninja's new comic that he just came out?
I saw that video too.
I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Ninja Blevins.
Right, yeah. So the next one on the list, this is one none of us talked about. Fairytale. And Fairytale is very interesting to me because I worked in a computer repair shop when the first season came out. And the same people in that shop who loved Fairytale also loved High School DxD. And there is definitely a correlation there.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, if you like Fairytale, there's a chance you're a garbage enough human being to like High School DxD.
Fairytale's really weird. So Fairytale, I read the manga back in 2012. I graduated in 2012. I spent the first year after I graduated at home just trying to figure out what the fuck I wanted to do. It was the first time I had a smartphone. No, I didn't have a smartphone. I had an iPod Touch. And I downloaded an illegal manga app, as we all have on our phones. And I read every single chapter of Fairytale up to date at that point. And after I finished it, I was like, wow, I really like that. And I've never thought about it since. Outside of not, like, anytime someone brings it up and I remember, I'm like, wait, did I really like that? And there are some cool things in Fairytale. Like, but every cool thing that's in Fairytale is dead ass just copied, lifted from something better. Like, I used to think that there's a time skip in Fairytale, and I was like, wow, this time skip was really cool. Only to learn...
you realize One Piece did it better.
Yes, and I don't even like One Piece, and yes, One Piece did it better. 100%. Because Fairytale doesn't have a grown man learning to run so fast from lady men that he runs chasing on air.
Okay. Yeah, I would... Funny, I heard Fairytale did the opposite thing that Food Wars did, where Food Wars started as an ecchi manga, and then by the end of it, it was full-on cooking. And Fairytale started as an actual shonen, and by the end of it, the mangaka just turned it into porn.
No, it's not. Here's the deal. There is a lot of fan service in Fairytale, but it is Fairytale. Like, there's a character whose main power is that she can summon armors from a magical dimension. And so, of course, because she summons armor, A, her strongest armors are fucking bikinis, and B, there's so many fights where her armor gets broken. She's fucking naked and smoke whiffs are covering her naked bits. And there's a lot of, like, gross, kind of weird sexualization. And I'm not against... I'm not Moth. I am not against fan service. I am not against... One of these shows on this list is a fan service show, and it's one of my favorite shows of all time.
Is that the one that I put on the list that we then just bumped down to honorable mentions?
No, it's not.
Okay.
But Fairytale has so much fan service that it has completely desensitized basic ass weebs from being able to criticize fan service, and it's why Fire Force to this day by the way, guys, spoiler: Fire Force is not on this list. Fuck that show. It's the reason why to this day Fire Force has so many people that will defend it, despite the fact that it actually has the worst quality fan service I've ever seen.
It's really
because
not good.
They've saturized their brain to this fucking shit.
Saturated, I
Yep.
believe.
Yep.
Fuck
Now, number 5, I just don't even want to talk about. We put Bakemonogatari on the list just because.
Mario would kill us if we
Monogatari.
didn't put it on the list.
It's dumb. I'm not going to talk about it. Mike, what is your number 6?
I really enjoy Bakemonogatari, actually.
Ah, damn it!
So, when I say this, and I could have put Monogatari on here, but I'm not going to. Because I plan on watching Kizei Monogatari movies. I plan on watching them just because the animation, I've seen that one fight scene. The animation's amazing. But Bakemonogatari is the only one I've watched and enjoyed, beginning to end. It's fantastic.
Oh, wait, it has the best anime OP of the decade. Never mind.
Definitely
Which one is
does.
Say no.
A Rinai circulation.
No.
Say
Yeah, see, you
no?
said no.
Here's the thing, though. I would never put Bakemonogatari on a best list. Ironic, because I put it on a best list. This is one of those shows I put on the list, like Fairytale, because I know people would be like, why the fuck isn't Monogatari on the list anywhere? I don't care that much. I think it has one of my favorite romances. It has some amazing scenes. There's only one fight scene in the whole first Bakemonogatari, and it's one of my favorite fight scenes of all time. But there's also 3 episodes that are incredibly slow that could have been done in 15 minutes. And I know it's thematic, it's slow, she's Snail, because each of the characters are themed after an animal. Of course it's slow. Fuck you. But it's a good show. If you like good imagery and a character that really likes to sexualize people because he's fucking horny, yeah, watch it. It's pretty all right. Frog, why don't you talk about number 6?
Number 6. Oh man, I forgot this is. I didn't think Mike would put this on the list, but because I didn't think about it, but he was he clutched it. Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds.
Hell yeah.
Okay, just to be clear, I stopped watching Yu-Gi-Oh! When they were in a dueling academy.
That would be GX.
That would have been the season before this.
Yes, so 5Ds is the 3rd Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, and the best one.
I just realized what the 5D stand for.
What is that?
Don't watch it.
That's 1D.
No, that was a joke from Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged.
So Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds is it's
the story of Yusei Fudo.
Yeah, or
Biker
as I like to
gang
call
man.
him, he's Yugi with a bike.
It's the whole series is just motorcycle Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's the coolest.
It's really rad. It has a great
So
English theme song.
I just looked up 5Ds on Google. Bing. I use Bing. And it's a picture of Seto Kaiba getting gangbanged by 5 blue eyes. And, oh, jeez!
Actually, Moth, in the canon of Yu-Gi-Oh!, there was only ever 4 Blue Eyes cards made, and
Actually, yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah.
there was
Yeah,
4.
it's 4, and he tore up one because
Yes.
he's a dumb bitch.
So that fan art can exist.
Look, I don't care. I'm watching Kaiba's hole get resized right now.
He may not even be looking at Kaiba. He could be looking at Jack Atlas.
That's what I'm thinking.
So Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, It's the Synchro era of Yu-Gi-Oh. It's where most people who played Yu-Gi-Oh stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Synchro is the best Yu-Gi-Oh summoning method. Don't fucking at me.
So me and Frog are both...
No, summoning out of your graveyard, you dumb bitch.
You can do that with synchros.
That's a part of special summoning, you fucking baseless
what
child.
the hell does synchro mean?
Synchro is the
Is it
third...
like Synchro
you
de
would know if you
Mayo,
kept
the
watching.
celebration of pulling from your graveyard?
Okay,
This is the part of the podcast where we break down the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's going to be 5 hours
Fusion-
long.
It's gonna be a whole
all
episode.
the GX and base Yugioh had was fusion, which was lame as shit. You just had a polymerization card.
Hey,
You made
fuck
two
you.
things into one
Some
thing,
of the
or three
best
things into
fucking-
one thing.
Some of my favorite... Cyber Dragons are one of my favorites in their fucking fusion.
However, Synchro was when you combined a tuner monster, which in the anime was usually literally mechanical tuner boys, and they would literally fuse themselves with other things and without the need for any card, and it was just really cool.
Alright, so... Yeah.
And you had to
alright,
combine
cool.
the levels
So-
to make the right... It's good. It's not like Xyz. Xyz is stupid.
You're wrong. Xyz
better
is
than
the
Magic
best
the Gathering.
summoning method.
It's lame.
It's
It's too
actually
easy.
the best. You are a frog player. You are not allowed to dislike Xyz.
I am allowed to dislike it. I still use
I've
it.
only ever played out of graveyards. So, yeah.
The game is a lot different now.
So Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, the last great Yu-Gi-Oh! Season. Me and Frog are both Yu-Gi-Oh! Boys. Please ask us Yu-Gi-Oh! questions. Please, I want to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Rule 5 just got announced. We're going to be able to play at Synchros and XYZs in all the ways they should have been, and Links are going to be poo-poo, and so will be the
I can't wait for
Pendulums.
Links to be poo-poo. Oh my god.
Okay, so 5Ds. It's on your list.
5Ds.
Mike, do you just want to mention number 7 so we can move all the way down to number 9?
Number 7, Angel Beats. I really enjoy Angel... Oh, no, wait, sorry, that's a lie. I don't enjoy Angel Beats. Fuck anyone who likes Angel Beats.
I need to look it up because I have no idea what Angel
That
Beats
includes
is.
you, sir.
If you watched Angel Beats and you had an emotional experience with it, you are invalid because you are purely
Gosh, this looks
crying.
awful.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It has one really good episode, and it's episode 3. If you were going to watch anything, watch episode...
Can they draw these characters' eyes? Like, it's just like that lazy eye thing, except the entire socket is just drifting off their faces.
Yeah, that's the style of that studio. I believe it's the same studio that did Clanad, actually, if I'm remembering right.
All right. Yeah, terrible. So next one, even though we dedicated an entire episode of the podcast to this, Down Syndrome Magica, where everybody's face
we didn't get to
looks
talk
like
about it
they've
because you
been in a
kept
microwave.
interrupting anyway.
Number 8, Down Syndrome Microwave Magical Girls.
This is a good show.
It's pretty good. I
No, it
don't have much to say
literally
about
looks
it. though.
like they left their anime girl in the sun too long and their face just kind of melted downward.
That's kind of how you end up feeling by the end of it.
Okay. So, it's on the list. None of us recommended it. You'll never hear about it
That's not what I
again.
said.
Mike!
So number 9 is another one of my. I went through most of this in year release order. I did not stack the beginning with my favorites or anything. Anohana is one of my favorite
This
animes.
chick is just the Chocobo from Sword Hero.
What?
Are you talking?
this-
Are you talking about the main girl from Anohana?
Yeah, she looks like the Chocobo from Sword Hero. Or Shield Hero.
Philo is that?
Philo. Yeah, it's just Philo.
I hope it's not Philo. I hate
You're
Philo.
not wrong in the sense that she's a cute, small-framed girl. Anyway, I'm talking about Anohana. Shut up. Anohana is...
Anamana.
I've rewatched this show. I know it holds up. Like most things that I really enjoy, I've rewatched at least once. It is an incredibly emotional story about basically this...
Wait. Is she dead?
You already know this.
Wait. Is this the one where she's dead? And Wait. This just showed up on Crunchyroll again.
Yeah, that's because they got the dub and the higher quality stream of it, finally. Because beforehand, you could only watch Anohana legally on Crunchyroll in 720p. Which is a fucking crime.
Oh, yeah,
that
dude.
show's
Taichi
amazing.
Season 1 is only
What are
available in
these
360
kneecaps?
everywhere. It's the worst.
But, Moth, stop interrupting. Anohana, fantastic story about a group of friends who, through a a somewhat traumatic event get torn apart when one of their friends die, and then it cuts to several years later, and they've completely drifted apart because of this event, and that friend that died comes back and starts haunting one of them. And
right, and he can go back in time to prevent death from happening. And he has to keep going back to when he was an elementary school student to keep her from getting raped by the teacher.
No.
What game is this?
No.
Is Outlast 2?
Now he's talking about Erased. I don't know why. No. Anohana it's... You need to watch Anohana. If you really like shows that can make you emotional, you need to watch Anohana. There's a song, the main theme of Anohana is called Secret Bases. You just listen to it, it's really great. But every single time there's a genuine emotional moment, that song starts to play, and it's usually a different arrangement each time. And it has Pavlovianly made it so that anytime I hear that, I start to cry. Every single time. I love this fucking show. The show is amazing. Please, if you've not watched Anohana, watch
Secret Base, that's the one that goes da-da-da.
Is that the one from Maiden Abyss, where the one with the lyrics in it that doesn't make any sense?
All right, Mike likes Anohana, and I can't take anything seriously. Frog, do you want to hit number 10?
Number 10?
Don't you want to hit number 10, Moth? You're the only one who has anything to say.
Yeah, because I thought this came out in 2006. So, Steins Gate, which... Here's the thing. By all intents and purposes, I should have actually liked Steins Gate. Instead, I like Steins Gate Zero more, which is weird because Steins Gate Zero is infinitely more depressing than Steins Gate, and I don't like depressing things.
That is weird.
But Steins Gate is an anime about a time-traveling microwave where somebody had a chance to make someone into a trap, and he chose to let it stay a dude instead of a girl. The end.
Oh yeah, that actually does happen in that, doesn't it?
Yes. So, Steins Gate takes a lot of conspiracy theory nonsense that I actually really like and brought it to the mainstream in an anime. It did a lot. It's good. I don't like it.
Very big of you to say that.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend it's not good because it takes a lot of good sci-fi aspects and it really mushes them together. And Otani is actually a really good character. His fat best friend is a really good character.
You usually do pretend that you don't. That you don't.
Here's my issue. Tootaroo, tootaroo, tootaroo. Every 20 seconds until I now. Speaking of Pavlovian effects, whenever I hear tootaroo, I just see the beaches of Normandy.
Tootaroo.
Ah!
So I have not watched Steins Gate. It's one of those shows that's been on my back burner. I'm sure I would probably love it. So I want to put that out there because now people are going to think that the status quo for this podcast is we hate Steins Gate. One of us hates Steins Gate. The other two haven't watched it.
Correct.
Here's the deepest irony. I hate visual novels, so of course Steins Gate is at the bottom of my list of everything. But one of my favorite guilty pleasure animes is called Demon Slayer, or Demon Bane, and I found out that Demon Bane came from a doujin visual novel, and I was like, oh, jeez.
So did Fate, apparently.
Yeah, Fate is just trash. After they stopped making the men huge and muscular and sexy and started making them borderline twinks, Fate went out the window.
It's always been like that. There is a...
No, Alexander the Great was a massive brick wall of muscle and ass, and I loved it.
I think you're getting because there's an... I don't want to talk about fucking Fate, guys. I'm not gonna argue.
Fine, tell us about number 11, Mike.
Blue Exorcist.
Exorcist?
Blue Exorcist is a show that...
The Better Fire Force.
It's partial... Yes, 100% Better Fire Force. I watched this... This came out around the same time that I watched another show on this list, Attack on Titan. And it was one of the shows... This and Attack on Titan both. Because I didn't like the first season of Attack on Titan, and that's when this came out. I watched Attack on Titan because everyone was recommending it to me, all my non-anime watching friends, and at this time I didn't really watch anime. I was just starting to not be homeless at this point. And I started watching it, and I was like, this isn't the best. oh, what's this other thing on Crunchyroll? Oh, a blue guy with a sword and he's a demon? Cool! And I watched it, and I was like, wow, the world's really interesting, the art's really good, the animation's really good. And in that moment, I was like, wow, I enjoy this visual media. So that's the reason why this is on the list. Blue Exorcist is worth it just because it got me. I wouldn't be Mr. I Hate Anime himself if it wasn't for Blue Exorcist.
The very same.
Honestly, Blue Exorcist did a lot of things in a shonen right, but the artist who does it, the mangaka who does it, she's really, really good at animating. She's really good at designing characters. She's really good, like her designs. Everything about her is phenomenal, except she starts to just, like, after a while, she doesn't know what she's doing anymore. And that's where Blue Exorcist has a hard time.
Well, the anime, it only got like that the first season.
No, but the manga got really bad.
Because I never read the manga. The closing note I have to say about Blue Exorcist, though, Plant Girl, Best Girl.
I completely disagree, but whatever.
You probably think
best girl.
that Fox bitch is, don't you? Yeah, the eyebrows girl.
Eyebrows is best girl.
Fuck you, you lolly bitch.
Yeah, you can eat a dick. The other one's a lolly too. Oh no, she's an opie lolly.
Hell yeah, she is. The only
Frog.
approvable form of lolly.
Frog likes Frog. Your number 12 is worst kanji.
What?
Go ahead and go with number 12.
Number 12 is Kaiji, specifically Kaiji Ultimate Survivor, is the name of it, but everyone just knows it by Kaiji. No one knows it, though. That's the problem. Like, maybe 3 people know it, and those who do know it haven't seen it, except for that one guy.
Yeah,
I'm the one guy.
Sucks.
Go watch Kaiji. It's on a million things.
I would say Kaiji is in the same category as Welcome to the NHK, where I think if I could get my anxiety under control long enough to actually watch it, I would love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably one of the most stressful things I've ever consumed.
Yeah.
And I love it because of that. It's because it made me feel very, very ow.
Yeah, I watched like the first 3 or so episodes, and I can't do that kind of torture porn. No, thank you. It's totally dropped it.
I think you just didn't like the art style, though, didn't you?
I mean, I don't like the art style, but like art styles never got me to not watch something.
Fair enough.
Except for One Piece. One Piece, I will watch it because of the art style.
I think I know you're fickle about it, but I really just want to see what you think of Brave Man Road, which is the second arc. So
I think it's a really brave road, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's I would say, what's the other one? The one where they play Mahjong.
That is Akagi, which is the thing that came out. I think it came before Kaiji, actually.
Yeah,
I think I like Akagi a lot more.
Wait, isn't it Akagi?
It's so formulatic, but it's fun to watch.
Akagi, I don't know.
Yeah.
AKAGI.
It's
so
whatever show also has the big noses.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there's 3 now.
Oh yeah.
Well, yes, there is a spin-off of Kaiji that came out last year. Tonegawa-san? I don't remember exactly.
That's what it is. Tonegawa-san.
I would so continuing the list now. Here's my number 13. Hunter x Hunter from 2011. Honestly, Hunter x Hunter has it's not really fair because Hunter x Hunter has been around forever. But the 2011 anime really ran through the arcs, ran through the content, and gave us a pretty good ending for the first half of the manga. Now Hunter x Hunter is doing the same thing that Berserk and One Piece did, where I constantly open up the manga and go, are they ever going to get off the boat?
Hiatus x hiatus.
Yes, hiatus x hiatus. Are they ever going to get off the boat? There's not much to say here because I'm going to bring it up later, but I would say Hunter x Hunter is probably the smartest shonen I've ever watched.
I haven't watched it. I've heard a lot of people agree with that fact, but I'm not going to... Well, the thing is, do you count Mob as a shonen, or is that a sign?
I wouldn't count it as a shonen, yeah.
No, but by smartest, a lot of the fights don't come down to who's stronger, because one of the characters is undoubtedly the smartest, like one of the smartest, strongest fighters on the planet, and his entire power is the ability to mess with elastic energy. That's it.
It sounds like Railgun.
Okay. So I just want to step in. I don't have a super hard-hitting opinion of the anime, but the manga I read up until about halfway through the Greed Island arc.
Greed Island, it loses a lot of people because it's so bad.
I mean, I was already lost at that point. Someone told me the Greed Island arc was like, oh man, if you don't like what you've already read, and you're already at Greed Island, just keep reading. I do not like Hunter x Hunter at all.
No, and Greed Island was bad. Like, it really was.
Oh, and yeah, it's Greed Island is where they decided, hey, let's do a whole arc that's a card game.
Yeah,
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
If it was like Yu-Gi-Oh, where we had like children sending people to hell, that would be kind of dope. But it was just and here's the deal. Like, my biggest issue is that I've never read, or I'm in the manga. I know the anime has probably fixed some of it, but I've never read something that has had so many obvious story shifts as I have with Hunter x Hunter. Like,
well, because here's the thing. The main Gak actually talked about this. He's like, there's not really a beginning or an end to this. This is just, I enjoy going and talking about this, going and talking about this, moving over to this, moving over to this. He's got the characters that he likes, and they just shift and do new things. It's not a planned beginning and end.
That would be totally, like, here's the deal. I don't even mean shit like that. Like, the whole, like, auction arc, I know a lot of people like that arc. I didn't, because it was very clear to me that he got bored with what he was writing and moved on, without giving it a proper conclusion. I mean shit like Nen. Nen is the power system in Hunter x Hunter. And before you jump down on me, I'm 100% willing to admit it's a very interesting power system, okay? The entire first arc has none of it in it. No Nen.
No, it's
and then let me finish. After
Nen a lot.
After the end of that arc, they're like, okay, so you guys want your licenses, right? All right, well, go and sit down in this fucking classroom, and we're going to now, because the writer has decided he wants a power system in his fucking manga. Go sit in that room, and we're going to spend an entire 2 or 3 chapters in this classroom explaining the properties of this power system.
But you had already seen characters up to that point using Nen.
I don't even care if you had seen characters using powers at that point, because like you don't explain a power system by literally taking your fucking readers to school. Fuck you. That is a non-diegetic way to explain something. It's awful.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to talk about it later, so I'm going to drop it for now. Can I introduce number 14, please?
Go for it. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Number 14, the yandere anime that put yanderes on the map. The better version of Fate, Mariah Nikki.
What?
Mariah
Carey, yeah.
Yeah, Mariah Nikki. It has the yandere that put yanderes on the map. Honestly, my wife actually likes this anime a lot, and it did a lot of things, but none of us give enough of a crap about it to put it on the list.
Actually, so you said we had a fourth color. The fourth color is red, and red is for things that are bad.
Yeah,
you'll notice if you listeners, you are not looking at this, but the list, you'll see that Mirai Nikki is red. I wonder why.
Maybe it's because the person's hair color is red.
It gave everybody a nice Dojin yandere character and very little else.
Mirai Nikki is red because I hate this anime. I think it is.
I don't hate this anime. I just didn't care.
It's gross. There's a character in the show who got raped by 100 dicks, and so her evil plan is that she will rape another character with 100 dicks. I hate this show.
That's actually great. I love that.
It's so there's a fucking there's so much. I could not unpack everything that's awful about this show. I hate this show. Please.
Now, I will say, because there are some honorable mentions that we're making in this series, and this is the first honorable mention. Sato's aunt from Happy Sugar Life and the main girl from Mariah Nikki. I think her name is actually Yuno.
It's Mirai. It's Mirai, not Mariah.
Yeah, anyway, they are tied for best crazy chick with purple hair of the decade.
I totally forgot about Happy Sugar Life, and I'm sure...
Because it's trash.
Yeah.
It is underage pedophilic trash, but it has one redeeming character whose entire purpose is to make you anger rape her. That is actually what she wants.
So, Frog, what's
There's
the
that
next
one guy
show?
on that server who likes that show. Anyway, what are we on?
No, we're not talking about that.
Oh, After Mary Nikki? Oh, what, do we even have to mention this? I guess we have to mention it.
We do.
No, it gets an honorable mention too, actually.
It does.
So, number 15, Frog.
Sword Art Offline.
Yeah, isn't this a great show, guys?
It's years of cum.
It's 2 years of semen flowed endlessly, everybody.
Glopped into her.
Fucking hell.
This is like everyone's talked to this to death. It's fine. It's not very good.
No, yeah.
I'm going to give it its award. Are you ready for its award?
Go for it.
Most semen collected in a single decade?
No, that doesn't go to it. Nope, sorry.
That's Demon Bane.
But its award is, so there were kids who watched Dragon Ball and watched Sailor Moon and watched Outlaw Star when they were doing the Toonami block that fell away from anime. And Sword Art Online brought all these surface-level trash-ass weebs back into the fold. So Sword Art Online gets an award for bringing the worst people back into anime.
You know what? You're correct. There are people that still like the show. I don't get it. It had some cool ideas, and then it did nothing with them. Number 16. Another show that has good ideas, but it does a lot with them. Psycho-Pass. And I know neither of you watch this, right?
You know what award this anime got?
Sexiest male characters?
Best Nerf guns.
Dude, no, you don't understand. The Liberator, I believe that's what it's called. Or it might be the Dominator.
Judge Dredd did it better.
That gun is amazing. That gun, if it determines you are a fucking criminal, it will turn you into paste. Like, it's so fucking visceral. It's fucking... Okay, this show's amazing. If you haven't watched Psycho-Pass, watch the first season. And then apparently the third season's good too, so maybe watch that. Don't watch the second season, unless you just like watching the same show but worse. And you can watch the movie. I've heard it's okay. But it's a show...
yeah, except their weapon is the Lawgiver from Judge Dredd, made for weeaboos.
It's basically a show about what if an ethno-state was a good thing. Huh. That's not what it's about.
Oh.
We already had the Third Reich.
It's set in Japan, and they're... It's set in Japan, and they're even more isolationist in the show. But the isolationism is dealt as a bad thing in the movie. It's a good anime. But that's all I have to say about it. It's another one of those shows that got me back into anime. That was well after I was done being homeless.
We got a ways to go. Oh my god.
Yeah, like I'm trying to get these black and red names out in less than a minute.
Okay.
Inferno Cop wins the award for being best 2004 Flash Newgrounds animation throwback. Let's move on.
If you haven't watched Inferno Cop, watch it.
It's all on YouTube. Go.
Just watch an episode because every episode's exactly the same.
It's like half an hour to watch the whole thing. Just watch the whole thing.
Yeah, Mike, Little Witch Academia, go.
Little Witch Academia is one of my favorite... It's definitely a fantastic anime. It's one of my favorite trigger animes. It was highly underwatched by people because it was caught by Netflix. Definitely go and watch this. You will have a great time.
It looks gorgeous, but that's trigger, so what am I even saying?
I watched a lot of anime.
Frog, give us number 19, please.
Number 19? We're already going. We're flying through these things. Are you kidding me, dude?
I'm done. We're going through the list.
This one we might have to slow down for, though. Number 19 is Attack on Titan. We already talked about this a little bit on the show. Like, back a while back. Back when Season 3 Part 2 was airing, I think, right?
You know what's nice about Attack on Titan? It is a dowsing rod for weeaboos I don't want to deal with.
You're literally on a podcast with two people who love this show.
Back in 2013, I would agree with you.
100%.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing. Like, yeah, I heard the last season was really good, but I never liked a single character on it.
I did.
Every character was boring.
No, let me tell you.
Eren in the first season
is insufferable.
Yes.
They made a video game where one of the drawing aspects of the video game was that you could date the characters from the show. And I remember thinking, like, I don't like any of these characters.
I mean,
what the hell?
A lot of people are horny for those characters.
It wins an award for the best video game that's as close to Spider-Man 2 on the PS2 as possible.
Attack on Titan, it started the decade one of the worst shows of the decade, and it ended the decade one of the best.
It's insane how it, like, it's 180. I wouldn't say one of the worst. I think it was mediocre, but it's
mediocre to me is worse than being a 1.
Fair enough. It had decent animation at points, but it was just kind of blah. And then season 2 came out, which was pretty good. And then season 3 came out, and my balls, I don't know, man, they're gone
Exploded.
now. Yeah, they bursted, and now they're gone. I don't have no balls no more, because this show's too good.
Speaking of no balls, number 20.
Wait, Mike, can I introduce number 20?
God damn, I had a perfect segue!
Fine, segue it!
Speaking of no balls, number 20 is Land of the Lustrous, a show about genderless crystal people.
Or as I like to call it, worst Steven Universe. No music, terrible CGI, boring characters.
What?
Overall,
no, go away. Land of the Lustrous had the best soundtrack this decade. Fuck you.
No, Steven Universe had the best soundtrack this decade.
No.
I'm gonna drive my van right to your face.
It's over, isn't it?
It is. Alright, number 21.
Kill la Kill, a show that none of us except for one of us feel really strongly about.
I just don't like it because it would have been good. It would have been good, except there was too much fan service.
If it was male fan service, you would have liked it.
Which is funny because number 22 I feel the exact same way about.
What?
Oh, fuck you.
What do you mean?
Number 22.
Eat a dick, Frog.
Frog, you go ahead. What's number 22?
Number 22 is Space Dandy, which honestly should be in the top 15, but I didn't put it in my list.
Space Dandy. This show.
Space Dandy had one good episode, and that was the episode where they all died and became
24
zombies.
best episodes.
Space Dandy had one good episode, and it was every single episode. Because you can't rank them, because they're all amazing.
Here's the thing, I like his character design, but when the entire plot of the show is a bunch of degenerates with
it doesn't have a plot.
Desire in life, want to go to space.
Not only is it episodic, but each episode potentially takes place in its own universe because there are episodes.
Dies in the first episode.
There's episodes where the universe ends.
Every episode,
like a bunch of episodes, yeah.
Space Dandy. If y'all haven't watched Space Dandy yet, this shit is fucking tight as fuck.
I actually should put it on my top
it.
5, but I'm not going
to.
But it definitely is. It's like the 16th.
Space Ramen Shop. And the episode where they all became zombies were the best episodes, and everything else was meh.
You need to go away.
Fight me. I don't actually know what number 23 on this list is, by the way. I'm looking it up, and it just looks like every generic anime.
Oh, you love it.
Number 23
is... Wait. Is this the one in New York?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I know what this one is. I like this one because it has a bara in it.
Number 23 is Kekai Sensen, also known as Blood Blockade Battlefront.
See, I know it as Blood Blockade Battlefront.
A lot of people know it as
ED of the
Keksen, so that's where I put it.
Yeah, this show definitely gave me erectile dysfunction from how much I beat off to that butler.
Kekai,
he's also not a butler.
Wait.
He's like the
main guy. Are you talking
guy.
about the actual butler, the old man, or are you talking about
the redhead?
Okay,
yeah, that's like the leader.
Kekai Sensen is amazing. It has No, it doesn't have the best, but it has at least top 5 best animation this decade.
I wouldn't even give it best animation. It's a show where all the guys are at the forefront being garbage human beings to each other, and it's worth it.
I wouldn't even give it best animation. Now let me explain to you about something that has nothing to do with animation.
It would be Bones' best animation if it weren't for another show on this list.
Definitely. And that would be Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Wait.
I'm kidding, of course.
Okay.
Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood has fine animation. But going on to the next...
I've seen some clips.
Going on to the next one, speaking of good animation, and by good animation, I mean there's like 2 episodes that have good animation, is Punchline.
Oh my gosh.
Punchline is a really great... It's written by the same person that wrote the Zero Escape games. And if you like those games, and you're like, don't play the Punchline game. It's not good. But watch the anime, because the story in the game is good. It has a lot of fan service, which is why Moth is over there like having a fucking hate boner. But yeah, watch it. Number 25.
Thank you. God, thank you. Number 25 is one that you and I actually like, and I would describe it as...
Ushio Totoro.
I would describe it as Tsundere the anime, where every character is a tsundere.
Ushio Totoro is a really great anime. It's based off a manga from the 90s and I think 80s as well. It cut down a lot of content because I did read a bit of the manga. It cut down a lot of content for the runtime. I actually own a special edition Blu-ray of this that comes with like a tiny toothpick-sized spear of the beast. It's a fantastic shonen anime. If you like old,
it's just Inuyasha 2.0.
If you like anime from the 90s and you're really, really hoping to really reclaim that feeling that anime from the 90s gave you, watch Ushio Totoro because it feels like an anime from the 90s.
All right, I got number 26.
Number 26. Talk about this shit.
Okay, number 26 is one of our red animes, and I don't think that's actually fair. I just don't think it's that inspiring. It's Gate. Gate, I would say, is a very good wereaboo anime because I feel like people who love military culture would love Gate. And honestly, it has a really good main character. It has the best lolly of the decade, and it has probably one of the most relatable main characters.
So
if you're keeping count, that's the second time Moth has talked positively about a lolly.
It's the whole day of firsts.
It's fine, boys. She's 847 years old.
2020 is the year where Moth finally becomes a lolicon. It's crazy.
Nope. Because best girl of the decade is down on the list, and she is anything but a lolicon.
So Gate literally only exists so that people who really like the Japanese Defense Force can masturbate over themselves. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I went into full-on, having a manic episode talking fast. That's because Moth has... flipped my switch.
Yes!
Gate is the worst. You should not watch
it. No, it has Rory Mercury, and I actually think the main character is named Otani in that as well.
The worst anime... I mean, no, not the worst. But Gate is the first show... as I became someone who watched anime, it was the first show that I ever dropped before the first episode ended. And I've never went back. I've tried to, and I drop it at the same spot every time, because I think it's really dumb that an otaku is also a fucking JDF member, and he's like...
Here's what happens, is you find out, and this happened to me, and this is probably why I relate to this character so much. You found out that because he was such a lethargic piece of crap, they kept trying to drum him out of the armed forces by putting him into harder and harder training courses. And so by the end of it, you find out that he's the equivalent of like a Green Beret in the Japanese Defense Force because he kept pissing off his commanders.
Number 26, Frog.
126, oh man.
27,
I'm sorry.
My bad, yeah. Well, this is pretty important. One puncheth man.
A single puncheth from this man.
One single puncheth from this man.
One punch
created a
man
lot of stirs in the community.
It has I'm going to give this award the best and worst, the best first season and the worst second season of any show ever.
Then this show also gets a second award. I talked to you guys about this before the episode started.
Yes.
But our viewers didn't hear this. One Punch Man wins the award of the decade. I would actually call it anime of the decade, but only because I have not seen so many people get turned on to anime because of a show since Dragon Ball.
Bill Burr, a boomer comedian who I enjoy, likes One Punch Man, and that should tell you all you need to know.
Yeah, it's anybody can watch it, even though I was really surprised that a lot more people didn't get turned off by the mosquito in One Punch Man.
We got turned on by the mosquito in One Punch Man.
Mm-hmm. I did, but
high five!
Hey!
So, who had 28? Ah, fuck.
Somebody
do number 28.
Number 28, Konosuba. A show that only one of us feels strongly about, and I'll let him have another one of his episodes, but let me just quickly say, Konosuba is a comedy anime, and they're very hit or miss for me. I do
Everybody knows what Konosuba is.
You can go... It's very funny. It's a very, very... it's a nice meme.
Here's the thing. Every gun-humping wants to get their dick stuck in an M1 Garand, masturbates with gun lubricant monkey I know.
Where is this going? Okay.
And there's one good episode, and it's the episode where they throw Aqua in a cage and yeet her into a river while crocodiles maul the cage.
That episode's so fucking funny.
That is the only episode where I've laughed. And I laughed for a good 10 minutes, but... every other part of the show doesn't justify that one episode.
Disagree. All right, number 29, Moth.
Number 29 is, and this is one I feel very strongly about. Drifters, the only anime where Hitler is a good guy.
Let's put
about
that
Schindler's
hustle in
List?
the muscle. Drifters is a fantastic show. It's if you haven't watched Drifters, you should totally watch it. It's basically, hey, what if every good historical figure, including Jesus, was a bad guy, and all the bad historical figures were good guys?
I don't know. I don't think Oda Nobunaga was a bad guy.
All of Japan would disagree.
All of Japan is dumb because they like Hideyoshi. That was the trap from Baccano Test, is Hideyoshi.
Number 30, Frog, you go ahead.
Oh boy, number 30. This is one. I'm sure a lot of strong emotions come out for this one. Mob Psycho 100, second season just this year, actually, is the story of a small town kid who just wants to get along.
And the man who wants to fuck his boy pussy.
Yes. Mob Psycho 100. Same author as One Punch Man. Arguably, at least in my opinion, his more focused work. And,
better in every way.
I mean, if you ask me, but it's just really good, and I think everyone needs to see it.
Would you say this did the opposite of One Punch Man, where the second season was way better than the first one?
Yeah. Well, no, the thing is, the Mob Psycho season... No, because if it was the opposite, then the first season would be awful. But the first season's also incredible. The second one's just even better.
I would say...
I disagree.
I would say
the first season was middling.
I think the first season of Mob Psycho is consistently great. The first half of season 2 is phenomenal.
It is like 10 out of 10.
And the last half is like 7 to 8, depending on the episode.
I agree. I think I agree there. I mean, I think like
second season of Mob Psycho 2 has it has the best redemption arc I've ever seen.
You finally get to learn what the broccoli is from the opening. In the first opening.
Yes.
It is. It's probably it's the best looking Bone show. There you go.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Mike,
yeah.
do you want to do number 31?
Yeah, real quick though. Mob Psycho season 2 episode 5 is one of the best episode of anime ever.
Yes.
Number 31, Berserk 20. Oh, well, you know what? Berserk. Because I'm not going to differentiate between this. All right, so this decade.
No, I'm going to differentiate the movies and the anime.
Okay,
the movies are good and the anime is bad.
Berserk 2016 is the single most offensive thing I've ever seen as a Berserk fan. I literally have never hated something more than this, except for myself. Do y'all have anything to say about it?
No, that horse scene from the anime was just worth it.
They ruined Nose.
Jesus Christ. Number 32, Yuri on Ice.
Winner of the 2016 Anime Awards.
I don't think I've seen an anime that has offended so many gay men and made so many fundoshis happy in my entire life.
I wish I would have been openly bi at the time, because man, I would have been throwing the gay card down to tell people to shut the fuck up. It's the most nothing fucking show.
Winner of the 2016 Anime Awards.
I'm a 60. Alright, number 33 is one of my choices. Neither of these little baby boys have watched it. It's Flip Flappers.
Flop Flippers.
This looks like garbage.
It's not garbage.
Go away. Flip Flappers is a really great anime if you like direction, animation, music, sound design, art direction, color theory. It's not great for the story. I don't think the story is particularly bad. I like the characters.
Wait, I'm the one getting called a lolicon here?
I didn't. I'm not saying I want to.
You can watch here is
I'm not saying I want to fuck these girls.
Foot fetishism.
I never once said I wanted to fuck these girls. They're all children.
I just realized why you like Flip Flappers so much. Here you go. I put it in our chat.
I literally. Number 34, Kobayashi's Maid Dragon.
Absolute. This is. Can I do this one?
Fun show.
This is the anime that is set in stone. Like, if you are sad, if you are like a doomer, and we should know what the term doomer means.
Yeah,
but
that's what I am.
If you're a sad boy doomer, Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is your heroine. Like, anybody who has drive, whose life is going in the right direction, who is like content with themselves, does not like Dragon Maid.
I want to disagree with you, but I don't know.
Kobayashi's Dragon Maid it's the first slice of life show that I watched and enjoyed beginning to end. It's pleasant. It's the good. Before
You know what's funny is there's actually a slice of life anime on this list that I would consider that.
Before moving on, though, a nanosecond of silence for the fact that the director of Kobayashi's Dragon Maid passed away in the Kyoani fire this year.
Yeah, and even I'm not even heartless enough to disrespect that.
Yeah.
Number 35, JoJo's.
Oh, yay.
So we've decided to incorporate all of JoJo's in this.
Yeah, it all came out after 2010. It was 2012.
Originally, I was going to just do the standout seasons, but they convinced me we should just talk about all of them.
Can you believe it's been 8 years since JoJo started? Like anime?
Now, I will say, I can. I will say, while part 2 is my favorite part, I think part 4 is the most perfect and polished part.
Definitely.
I think part 4, I think, I kind of want to agree with you. Part 3, I think, is probably the best in terms of anime production, but part 4 is my favorite part for sure.
I would agree that, especially in the last half of part 3, but the fact that part 3 is so long and part 3 has so much unnecessary filler.
No, I agree. It's not my favorite part. I think it's a lot of fun, and I think it's actually a really fun thing to watch with friends because it's just so episodic. But
I really enjoy part 4.
But as far as production goes, I think part 3 has it.
Part 4 cut out so much unnecessary bullshit that the alien character appears in the episode he appears and never appears again.
Except for the end. Like the very, very end.
He does appear in the end.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, he just comes back once for like a cameo, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, oh man, I want to do 36 because I'm offended that we gave it a red tag.
I mean...
Well, fuck you.
It's not good.
No. Number 36 is Dragon Ball Super. And here's what it is. If you didn't like Dragon Ball before Super came out, this is not going to bring you back.
Of course not.
Dragon Ball Super is fan service.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Super is, hey, I get to watch Vegeta be a good dad, and Goku be an even worse dad, and Piccolo be the best dad. That's all Dragon Ball Super is.
I mean, even Dragon Ball fans don't like Dragon Ball Super.
I like Dragon Ball Super. You shut up.
I absolutely hate Dragon Ball past Dragon Ball, honestly.
Well, that's not true. Some Dragon Ball fans, it's polarizing to say the least.
So here's we go. Mike doesn't like Dragon Ball. Mike likes Flip Flappers, and I'm considered the one with bad taste.
Flip Flappers is cool. I haven't seen it, but it looks cool.
Number 37, Frog.
37, wow. Oh, this is one of mine. Maiden Abyss. Came out 2017, I believe? Or is it 2018?
I think it was 2017.
It was 2017 because it won Anime of the Year. What even to say about that one? Everyone knows that one at this point, right?
It has good soundtrack, I guess.
It has an amazing soundtrack. It has really, really good visuals by a studio no one's ever heard of until they came out with
it.
Which is Kinema Citrus.
Dude, the mangaka, he is so. It is so like.
Oh, the mangaka is pretty weird.
Yeah, I will say
Horny
the anime
for
did a lot to shield us from the mangaka.
The anime tones down a lot of the underage sexualization in the manga. But as far as the manga, what I've seen of it, actually is very beautiful. It actually has like almost like a painterly style to it, which is really unique. But I can't recommend it over the anime if you're
a robot's stomach.
Yeah, I can't recommend it over the anime if you're sensitive to that kind of stuff. So.
Now, Mike, I can't even believe 38 is on the list.
Number 38, Magical Circle Guru Guru, one of my absolute favorite fucking anime. Now, Frog, we all know you don't play turn-based RPGs, but if you
it's one of those.
If you ever wanted to know what it's like to play one but not have to play one, you should watch Magical Circle Guru Guru, because it is a comedy series that is specifically Dragon Quest, but all like turn-based RPGs and like fantasy-themed ones. It is a parody of them, and it is hilarious. I've said before that animated comedy is very hit or miss for me, especially Japanese animated comedy. This is one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. It has my favorite characters. Kukuri is the best, purest cinnamon roll that's ever existed. Please watch this show. It is underappreciated. Okay. Number 39. Go ahead, Moff. Go ahead,
Okay,
Moff.
Thank you. Number 39 wins Best Waifu of the Decade, in my opinion. And it is Recovery of an MMO Junkie. Mm-hmm. And it's funny that this is on your list, Mike, because it really should have been on my list. Recovery of an MMO Junkie the main character actually reminds me a lot of my wife, and it's funny because my wife loves her as a character. It tells the story of a woman who entered a male-dominated world, and after a while just got burned out and was like, I don't like this, so she quit, and she just decided to enjoy herself. And she fell back into her love for MMOs, and honestly, it's a real feel-good slice-of-life anime that it ends with... It goes through a route that you will enjoy. There's no, like, hard drama or anything. The characters end up together. It's just... It's so comfortable. I love it.
Why do gas chambers have wooden doors, fellas?
What?
I'm referencing the fact that the director denies the Holocaust. Number 40, Darling in the Franxx. I put this on the list because this is the anime from this decade that absolutely melted my cerebral cortex. Holy
You mean NTR in
fuck.
the Franxx?
Holy fuck. If you like Darling in the Franxx, I don't trust you to be around children. Not because you'll rape them, but because you will find a way to murder them, because you lack human ability.
NTR and the Cucks, man. NTR and the Cucks.
I'm telling you right now, once I eventually finish this Halloween video, hey, I'm gonna be making a video on Darling in the Franxx, and the episode that destroyed my brain.
Alright.
Number 41.
Froggy Fresh. Oh, wait, sorry.
Number 41, go ahead.
Okay, so the number 41 is a little bit interesting. I just wanted to get two animes that basically can be summarized as shitpost of the decade, and I want to see which one of you guys thinks deserves shitpost of the decade.
I haven't seen one of them.
So Pop Team Epic and Gintama, both of them are shitposts, but they're very different. Pop Team Epic was a 13-run, let's throw everything at the wall and just be nonsensical, and a lot of episodes are hit and miss. I would say of like the 13 episodes Pop Team Epic did, I only liked 5 of them. Ironically, of the 300 episodes in Gintama, I probably only like about 60.
Here's the deal, Moth, with Pop Team Epic and Gintama. Both me and Frog have not watched Gintama. And Pop Team Epic is it's not even about like if you like the episodes. Pop Team Epic is a shit post. It is. If you ever wanted to know what it's like to be on the internet, if you wanted to explain it to an old person, you'd make them watch Pop Team Epic, and when they come away confused, you'd be like, yeah. Like they released 4 specials, and each special is the same fucking episode with one line changed. What the fuck? So Pop Team Epic is fucking wild. Number 42.
The male voices were better.
Frog, you want to hit this one?
42? Oh, man. Oh, yeah, dude. Devilman Crybaby. Crychild. Cry Piss. Piss Baby.
Phenomenal animation.
Yes.
This is one of the Masaki Uwasa directed. He directed an anime from this season that me and Moth watched. We'll talk about it probably, if not next episode, the episode after that on when we do seasonal overview.
Wait. That guy from the episode we just watched today did Devilman Crybaby?
Yeah.
And he did Ping Pong too, right?
Yep. Masaki Uwasa.
All right.
He is my favorite director.
I thought he did Dragon Pilot as well, though.
No.
Okay.
He is my favorite director of all time. And he did something with Devilman that I was just blew away. You should, if you haven't somehow watched Devilman at this point, fucking watch it.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah. I would say I don't like it. I felt, and I think we've talked about this in the past, I'll just say it. I feel that the era where overly offensive material is at an end. Like, that was really good in the 70s and the 80s when we had stuff like Dolomite and we had stuff like Divine.
I don't think that applies here. Because it's not just edgy for the sake of being edgy at all.
It's literally about... It's not...
Weirdly enough, I will say the original Devilman did the club scene better than Crybaby.
Which one? There's like a trillion original Devilman.
You don't understand the point of the story, and that means it's bad. What else is new? Number 43.
Number 43. Anime of the decade.
Oh.
Anime of the decade. Golden Kamuy.
This show looks fucking bad.
Anime of the decade. Golden Kamuy. Best anime. Holy crap. If you haven't watched it yet, you're an idiot. Number 44, Mike.
Number 44, Aggressive Retsuko, also known as Agretsuko.
Every girl I know who's watched it has loved this, by the way, because they feel that a lot of the challenges she faces are real.
I don't want to watch the show for girls. I'm a gamer.
I watch the show for girls. This is a fantastic show. It's if you live in a corporate, if you're a cog in the corporate machine and you just want to have like some fucking like, you want to coom and feel good and feel like, yeah, corporations are kind of fucking draining us, you should watch it because it's that's what it's about.
And Mike has admitted to masturbating to raccoons just now.
Oh, we're gonna get there, buddy boy.
Now, weirdly enough, this next one, even though it's your recommendation, I got something to say. So go ahead, Mike. What is your recommendation?
Number 45, Planet With. This is written by the mangaka of Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer, which is an underground manga that a lot of people really like. I didn't care for that manga, but it's only because I felt like it moved too quickly. And this show, Planet With, does move at a fucking pace. But it does.
Oh, it does.
But because it's an anime, I feel like it fits better.
No, I would say that it actually does Fooly Cooly better than the two Fooly Cooly reboots did.
Okay, we'll talk about that in just a second. Planet With...
No, it's better Fooly Cooly.
You're right and wrong, depending on which show we're talking about. Planet With, it's totally... You should, if you haven't watched it, and not a lot of people did for some reason, you need to fucking watch it. It's actually... It's Trigger tier. If Trigger... I really wish Trigger had done this, because if they had teamed up with him to make this original anime, it would have fucking made people's fucking jaws fall off.
Actually, it did remind me of another anime that for some reason isn't on our list. Gargantia.
Yeah, that's one of the first ones I took off.
Really?
I figured I'd be the only one who had seen it.
Oh no, I loved Gargantia.
But thank you for once again ruining a good segue. Speaking of jaws falling off, number 46, FLCL Progressive. And it's a good segue because there's a scene where the girl experiences a dream where she likes to get off at people's body parts falling off. Anyway, FLCL Progressive is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. I'm a giant FLCL fan, and Progressive. Yeah. Let me, because I'm gonna go through both of these just really quick.
Do it.
FLCL Progressive, it is literally, it's, hey, what if we took FLCL and we took all the things we think people like about it, and then we put it in a new thing, and we say, hey, here's FLCL, isn't it wacky? And it's literally the worst thing ever. Number 47, FLCL Alternative. FLCL Alternative said, hey, what if we took all the things that people actually liked about FLCL, made an anime about it, and it's completely different from all of FLCL that came before it, and it's fantastic. Now go ahead and say what you wanted to say. Do watch Alternative. You can skip Progressive. They are not connected. Go ahead.
No. I just... Planet With was better FLCL. That's all I'm going to say. Frog, you want to hit 48 for us?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, yeah, dude. 48. SSSS. SR.
Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Gridman.
Yeah. Gridman. Baby Don Don.
Go ahead.
Baby Gridman.
Yeah, go ahead.
I believe was originally this old... live-action tokusatsu show back in the Japan's maze.
Sure was, and it's really good. Spin-off of Ultraman.
Yeah, if you like Toku and you like Ultraman, you'll probably like Gridman. I never watched it, but I watched this weird, not really reboot, not really... It's kind of a reimagining, I guess.
It's a continuation.
The best word for it. Continuation?
Yep.
Huh, okay, who knew? Well, I guess you did. It's a giant robot guy, and he fights things, or at least it is until, episode 6, and then it turns into some weird bullshit, and I like it a lot.
Alright, no...
Yeah, it's, I was bored, I watched 5 episodes, never got better.
Dang, bro, you're one off.
It's not good.
Yeah, he's one off from when it changes.
Number 49, Demon Slayer was a sleeper hit. I think it's really good.
Wait, what's Demon Slayer? I've never heard of this one. I think I missed
it. This seems a little underground for me.
Whatever. We should probably move on.
Yeah, I'll skip it.
Number 50.
Do we want to do this, by the way it's listed, where I do a syllable and you guys do syllables?
We could just do the whole like
Nope. All right,
the
here we go.
dance?
Sarah's on mine.
Yeah, that one.
Oh God, we're so fucking cringy. Here, holy shit.
I love that show. That's pretty good.
There's not much we can really add to Sarah's on My. It was one of our favorite shows this year. We all loved it. We talked about it like 5 episodes straight on the podcast.
That's the one show we've all agreed
By
on.
the way,
forever.
I met one of the English voice actors for this.
Did you?
You did?
Yeah, Justin Briner.
Huh.
He also, later down on the list, another one of my animes that I recommend, Non-Baka. Justin Briner, if you look at this dude, and I'm going to talk shit about him even though he's like the nicest guy on the planet, he is the type of dude who does uke voice actors.
Number 51, Frog.
51. Damn. This is one that I actually like a lot, but for weird reasons. Okay, so Dr. Stone is actually very popular. I'm actually kind of happy about the traction it got this season and last season, because it kind of blew up, which I'm happy about, because it's my favorite manga maybe ever, but the anime kind of disappointed me. I still think it's worth
I can't believe you like this more than Sunken Rock.
Sorry?
Sunken Rock's better.
Fair. Yeah, man, you know what? Maybe when Sunken Rock gets an anime, I'll change my mind.
It will never get an anime.
Sunken Rock's fun. But Dr. Stone's, we've already explained it a little bit, but just a quick recap. The entire world turns to stone via some mysterious event that only gets explained never. I'm just kidding. It actually does at some point, but it's way later on the line. But point being, some people 3,700 years later come out of their stone and have to figure things out from square one again and rebuild society. And shenanigans ensue, and it's really, really good.
All I'm saying is, how the fuck did they stay in stone for 3,000 years and not go insane? Number 52, Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga. I love this show.
This anime has some of the absolute best writing that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think it's a character piece, really, on like a couple people. Mostly, I think this season anyway, about the main villain actually, not the main character. Although there is a lot of important stuff with the main character, but not very much development. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Who would you say the main villain is? Because I have pretentious opinions.
I know who the
on
main
that.
antagonist is, obviously, because it's Askeladd. But the main villain is arguable because it kind of switches around, you know?
I think the main villain is the concept of revenge and the friends we made along the way.
That's a great answer, actually.
I like have you watched it at all, Moth?
I watched the first episode, and this guy's haggling skills are next level shit.
You need to get through to episode 4, because you will... I have a feeling, Moth, episode 4 you will love. I don't know why, I just get this feeling you'll love it.
Is that the one where he starts, like...
It is. That's the one where it goes topsy-turvy.
Yeah.
Alright, Mike, you pretty much have the rest of this list until 58, so just run through it. Let's go.
Number 53, Beastars.
Lightning round. I'm gonna go piss while you do this.
You have something...
You got a minute to do 5 of these.
Okay. Number 53, Beastars. Beastars is a furry anime, and I genuinely love every second of it. It just ended recently. I'm sure you may have been watching it, you may not have, but this is one of the few animes that wasn't caught by Crunchyroll or some other easily to access where I don't have to pirate, that I actually pirated every single episode of. And I usually don't do that until a season ends. Beastars, 10 out of 10. I absolutely love everything about it, by the same people that did Land of the Lustrous from earlier. I hope it's got a season 2. I hope Land of the Lustrous gets a season 2. Number 54, Space Patrol Luluko, a Trigger short anime. Definitely one of my favorites of all time. It's basically about...
Worse Inferno Cop.
It's basically about the importance of the unimportant. That's kind of the big theme of it. Like, it's fantastic. You can watch it all in an hour and a half. I can't recommend it enough. It also has a really good dub. Number 53. Wait, why is this here?
Yeah, I've been trying to figure that out there. It's a movie.
That's weird.
Yeah, number 55. Let's go. 56. March Comes In Like a Lion. Come on, Mike. Come on.
56. March Comes In Like a Lion. A really great drama anime that's really fantastically gripping. It's about depression. It's about shogi. It's about human emotions, the human condition. If you want to feel wholesome, good, and bad, depending on the episode, this is a show for you. They've been hinting at another season. It's by Shaft, who did Bakemonogatari from earlier. I really hope it gets that third season. Please, oh please. Number 57, Yurikuma Arashi. Yurikuma Arashi is a gay girl anime about gay girls.
Seriously? You put this on the list?
This is one of my favorite shows of all time. Yurikuma.
You put this on the list.
It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
Not Penguin Drum.
Penguin Drummer's from last decade, and I haven't.
Was it?
I only downloaded it recently, and I haven't actually watched it yet.
Okay.
Yurikuma Arashi, fantastic. It's basically about like hiding being gay and what that does to you, and how society views you. It's fantastic. It's a great anime. If you are interested in that and you want to see like really cute character designs, it has filled with cute character designs, has good symbolism, has amazing music, amazing art direction, and it's one of my favorites of all time. You go ahead, because I think most of the rest of the list is your bag.
Yeah, no, it's I'm doing lightning round as well. Wagnaria, also known as Working, is, I would say, the slice of life anime of the decade. It's not going to make it into my top 5 list. The first series, really good. Second series, don't watch it. So yeah, Wagnaria, best slice of life, really good, has a really fulfilling ending. Overall, solid anime. 59, I don't actually care about, but I would say it was the most successful sports anime of the decade. A lot of the ones I put on the list objectively. Kuroko's Basket, basketball with supernatural powers. The only downside to it is, by the end, a basketball game takes an entire 12 episodes. So just get ready to sit there. Yeah, like the last 2 episodes, I think, take place over the span of 10 seconds.
Well, isn't the last half of the Chimera Ant arc like 5 minutes that takes place in like 50 episodes?
The Chimera arc, you're talking about Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah.
Not really. There's points where like they have a guy where they have a time limit in basically they're trying to bankrupt his ability to use power because of somebody's power to bankrupt you. So they're trying to bankrupt some dude's power, but he has so much power that even with compound interest, it takes like almost a half an hour for him to run out of energy, and everyone's like, "Holy crap!" Okay. I can't understand what my husband is saying. There is a subcategory in anime this decade where it's been best 5-minute animes that the whole show lasted, like 5 minutes, and I would say that is the best. It talks about a husband and wife who got married with vastly different interests, and they actively try to get along. And I really respect that.
It's really cute. There's also this really short, cute girl who's another couple in this thing.
Yeah.
I love her to death.
Number 61. This one isn't really good. I would say it has good characters, it has decent animation, it has a really good idea for a plot. Noragami. The only reason Noragami is on the list is because when my wife and I first got married, this was probably the first anime we sat down and watched together as it was airing. Yato Kami is a really fun character. Yuki's an okay character. The main girl is actually a really good female protagonist. It's great overall, but it's so meddling that it doesn't make it to the top of the list. 62, I don't understand how this one didn't get more popular, but Assassination Classroom. It is your zany shonen. It's just so bizarre, and it's so good, yet for some reason, it came and it went. I think it's honestly because you couldn't cosplay it.
I think a lot of people like that show.
Yeah, it is actually it's pretty popular, but not in like the big weeb sphere.
Yeah,
it's another more basic one.
I liked what I saw of it. I didn't finish.
There's one I want to put on the list and then just not talk about it again. Hero Academia wins an award this decade as the most cosplayed anime of the decade.
It's also just the most normie anime.
I thought you were going to say Best Boy.
No, most cosplayed anime of the decade goes to My Hero Academia.
This is the one that people, every anime fan, in quotation marks, has watched.
Yeah. Non-Baka is number 63 on the list. It's basically a bunch of beautiful delinquents trying to escape prison that devolves into a tournament arc. It's really sad what happened to this is I guess it got destroyed due to piracy. People were pirating the manga so much that the anime never got approved for a third season, even though merch sales were through the roof of it. Nanbaka, really good, really mindless. Honestly, just watch the first 4 episodes. You don't have to watch anything else.
Really glowing recommendation.
Number 64, 2 good seasons, 1 bad season. 64 is Rage of Bahamut and Rage of Bahamut Virgin Soul. This is a sleeper. This is really good animation, really good character design, really good character development, character interactions, really good music, really good world. Honestly, I would say it's a 10 out of 10 anime. And what's even more surprising is this entire anime only got funded because it came from a card game.
Huh?
And the anime has nothing to do with the card game. It's like, hey guys, we just made $10 million on a card game. Let's make an anime. Rage of Bahamut, phenomenal. Virgin Soul, even better. Virgin Soul also has a Best Girl of the Decade in it. And so it's just worth watching. 65, Mike, you and I like this. High Score Girl.
I haven't watched
really
it.
Good.
I actually haven't watched it.
I want to watch it, though.
Frog and I guess, like it.
I haven't watched it either.
It's a 3D animated high school romance that really talks about fighting games and the fighting game scene in the 90s.
I do want to
really
watch it.
Solid. Number 66, I only put this on the list because it's so insane. This is probably the craziest anime I saw this decade. It's Kakaguri Circus. Karakuri Circus.
Yeah, there you go.
And it has to have come from a mid-90s manga, because there's no other way to explain it. And you can only see it on Amazon Prime Video.
So no one watched it.
The entire premise is puppet masters fight using puppets. And this one dude who only knows Tai Chi, and he's like middling at it at best, goes to save a child and ends up in this giant puppet fight. And he punches stuff. That's all he does. He punches stuff to stay alive. And he ends up almost burning to death in a fire protecting this kid. But instead, they end up pulling his arm out of the fire. Like, pulling him out of the fire and leaving his arm behind. And it's just... I gotta send you guys this clip.
It sounds like my favorite arc of Naruto.
This is the stupidest thing, is this guy is burning to death in an inferno, and he's, like, protecting a kid with his body because, you know, your body can shield somebody else from an inferno.
Yeah, obviously.
And the kid wakes up, and he's like... I'm so glad you're still here with me. And the camera pans out, and he's holding a disembodied arm in the ashes of a tower. And it's just like... it's just the most morbid thing I've ever seen. And so Kakakuri Circus is insane, it's stupid, and it's worth watching.
Karakuri. It's Japanese for puppet.
Number 67 is Kakaguri.
Kakaguri. You don't even remember the name of the show. That's the one you keep messing up with the other show. Just say the way you say it. Yeah.
Gesugao Gambling. It has the best Gesugao of the
Just
decade.
watch Kaiji.
No, watch Kakaguri. It's just Gesugao. Just, if you like girls with huge tits going, and then angrily screaming at each other, watch this anime.
Just watch Home Improvement.
Oh, did you say Home Improvement? Home Improvement, right. The anime. All right.
So, holy crap, we made it through the list. I don't even want to do honorable mentions at this point. Like, that was such a long
more.
list.
There's still a few more.
Well, there's the movies.
We got the movies. We have 7 movies to talk about.
All right. So, number 68. I mean, fuck it. That's the anime list. This is the movies. Movies and specials. Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt. I really like I love Mobile Suit Gundam. I actually had like 2 different Gundam series on this list at one point and cut both of them. Because one of them was bad and one of them only I watched. I know Moth watched Thunderbolt.
Yes, because Thunderbolt is the only good anime since that weird tournament arc version where there was a windmill Gundam.
The windmill.
Was that G Gundam?
I've seen that one.
We don't talk about Nether Gundam, okay?
G Gundam is the best Gundam, followed by Thunderbolt. And if you like Unicorn, you are a monster.
I'm a monster. Gundam
yeah,
Thunderbolt.
Here's the thing. Guess how many perfect grade unicorns there are in the Gunpla hobby scene?
Hey, Mike, will you be shorter from now on so that we can make it through this list? Yeah, I'll even talk quicker so that we can make it through the list. Okay, now I'm going to be autistic about the show that was cut from the list. Thank you. That was Gundam Thunderbolt. Then we have Your Name, which the most overrated anime movie of the year. Oh no, of the decade.
Yeah, I would say Your Name is. I mean, when Elon Musk tweeted about it, it was over.
I don't even hate Elon Musk, and I agree. After that, we have A Silent Voice, one of my favorite of the decade.
I would say if Promare hadn't come out at the end of this year, A Silent Voice would have been my anime movie of the decade.
Mm-hmm. After that, there is Night is Short, Walk On Girl, which was directed by Masaki Yuasa. I know neither of you have seen it or probably even heard of it.
It was a great anime for 2017.
Night is Short, Walk On Girl is basically about a girl who's going on the town to get plastered, and the guy that wants to get her to fall in love with him. It's really fantastic.
Oh, no, I know that one. I haven't watched it, though. I want to see it.
We should... you know what? I haven't rewatched it in a while. We should get together and watch it, actually.
Yeah.
I have it downloaded on my computer.
Yeah.
After that is Machia, When the Promised Flower Blooms. This anime is about motherhood. It's about raising a child, the difficulties of that. It's about an elf girl that adopts a human child. She's not like a knife-ear elf. They're not even called elves in the story, but they're functionally elves.
She's an elf.
Yeah, they're immortal, incredibly attractive people. If you have never watched Machia, same writer as the person who did the adaptation of Toradora. And it's genuinely it's amazing. After that, we have Promare, which Frog hadn't talked about, so no spoilers still. But let's go ahead and talk about it real quick.
Well, it's the best gay ship of the decade.
You know what? I agree, even though I don't think they're that gay.
No, that's why it's so good. Here's the thing, though, Mike. This is how I know that I hang out with that group more than you do. For the last 4 months, the only gay fan art I have seen come from these artists is Promare.
I've seen a lot of gay art.
My entire Twitter has been gay Promare fan art. I choose...
Yeah, exactly.
I totally agree with you, but, man, there's so many people that are like, ooh, gay baby, and, please stop. It's not that it's not there.
Gay baby, it's how manly men get gay.
It's not that there isn't gay there, it's that there's not that much gay there, guys. Come on. Talk about the cool imagery.
Yeah, no, it's great. Number 74, weirdly, it's weird that you and I both saw this and liked it.
I'm a giant fan of Mamoru Hosoda, which is the director. This is A Boy and His Beast.
Yep. Boy and His Balls.
It is a very heartfelt... honestly, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of... oh gosh, what is that Studio Ghibli movie with the bathhouse? Spirited Away. Mm-hmm. It reminded me of Spirited Away if the girl didn't actually want to leave and was content in her hell.
So if you've not watched A Boy and His Beast, it's basically about what is family, and is your biological family the right family for you? It's beautiful. It's fantastic. You know what? We should have a movie watching day where we get together and just watch some of these movies, because there were a lot of great movies that came out this decade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, A Boy and His Beast was phenomenal. I would say if Promare didn't come in and seize everything, I would be hard pressed between A Boy and His Beast and A Silent Voice.
Okay. So. After that, after the movies, we have honorable mentions.
I'm so burned out. I honestly
It'll be quick.
don't want to do these.
We're almost done. Hajimete no Gal is only an honorable mention because it was the show that got me to make my first YouTube video.
That's how bad it was.
No, I defend that show in that video, even though that show is awful. But it's like a harem anime where there's a scene in the show where the main character defeats his horniness in order to love the girl he loves. And after that point, he no longer thirsts after the other girls. And it's the only ecchi harem show I've ever seen to do that. It was actually amazing to me.
All right, then Red Line was a movie that unfortunately came out in 2009, or actually I think it would have beat even Promare on my list.
But it American release in 2012, so if you haven't seen Red Line, go fucking watch Red Line.
Junji Ito collection is mentioned because it somehow managed to take really good source material and make it look really bad.
Oh yeah,
it's the most offensive thing I've ever seen.
It's like the
Shield
most
Hero.
like significant. Well, maybe Berserk is more significant, but it's like one of the most significant. Like, it's so far away from the
Desecrations.
original, like source quality that it's
Yeah.
Shield.
I can't believe you put this other one on the list. Shield Hero, not this one. Shield Hero only on the list because it's the only isekai that just I don't know. It's probably the most popular isekai of the decade, but it's just
that's definitely not the most popular guy of the decade.
I don't.
A lot
I
of
don't
people
consider
really
Sword Art
like
Online
Shield
an
Hero,
isekai.
and they are incorrect.
My roommate is Cat. Why is this even on here?
Because that was literally one of the best shows I watched like last year, and I
boring.
fought with myself to take it off the main list, but then I was like, the show doesn't look that good. If you haven't watched My Roommate a Cat and you just want to watch something that'll make you feel good, you should watch it.
Yeah, I can't believe this next one came out in 2010. Go ahead, Mike.
So, have you seen this one, Buff?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so Frog, you should go watch this. It's only 30 minutes long. Cat Shit 1. Cat Shit 1 is an adaptation of a manga. The manga's better. The manga's about the Vietnam War. This one is about the Afghanistan War. And it's basically, hey, what if we replaced all the humans with different animals? And some of the choices for animals, low-key really racist. Like,
Yeah, I think the Taliban are actually camels.
yes, they are. And
Because here's the thing: when I was in the Air Force, one of the ways they got us to dehumanize, like, because I was prepping to go to the Middle East, like that was the thing, is like we're still in the same war we're in now, and I remember they're like, yeah, so when you see a camel jockey, just get ready to shoot, and they never once called them humans. They would call them like,
oh, that's awful.
they're like. So when you're searching and clearing a Dune Coon's house, make sure that you keep your eye on their kids. And I'm just like,
ooh.
I'm only repeating this because this is literally what I was told
Jeez.
all the time.
That's rough.
They literally they would never call them people. They would never call them by their nationality. You only ever called them racial slurs.
Crazy.
Oh, that's the so yeah, after that there's the CGI Godzilla movies. These are the worst things, the worst like anime movies I've ever seen. Don't watch them, just go watch one of the good Godzilla movies.
Go watch Shin Godzilla. I heard that one was good.
Fuck yeah, you should. They're doing a Shin Ultraman soon. I can't wait for it.
Mike, I need your help. What's the difference between Hellsing and Hellsing Ultimate?
Hellsing
One of them's Ultimate.
It's kind of like Fullmetal Alchemist versus Brotherhood. The original has an anime only. It's a more traditional anime. Hellsing Ultimate is an OVA series, so there's some episodes that are 22 minutes, but there's also episodes that are an hour long. It's higher quality. It's better. If you like Hellsing and you haven't seen Ultimate, I don't know how, because most people who like Hellsing like Ultimate.
I've seen Hellsing and I was so bored by it that I never watched Ultimate.
You should watch Ultimate. It's a lot. It
has Nazi cats in it. I should watch it.
Yeah. It is a 100% improvement on an original Hellsing. Okay, next on the honorable mention is Gatchaman Crowds. This could have been on the list, but I didn't have enough to say about it. It's a fantastic show with really great characters, but neither of them have watched it.
Why does it look like poo-poo?
It looks amazing. There's just kind of dated CGI in it, but like I can forgive that.
I didn't even get to the CGI. I just thought the shading was really weird.
It's an artistic choice. I like it. After that, there is Tokyo Ghoul.
The anime that wins edgiest anime of the decade.
Is that true?
Dead Man Wonderland is a show that I cut from the list, Moth. That is a show where emo people use blood to fight other emo people.
I still think Tokyo Ghoul is worse.
There was a...
Right.
Dude, Dead Man Wonderland starts with a schoolroom filled with children getting fucking suicide bombed, and then one of the children getting blamed for it. That is way worse than anything in Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh, holy crap! Blood Sea came out in 2011. Blood Sea. I don't know why this isn't on the list.
Oh, man.
Bloodiest anime of all time.
That's the
not even of the decade, of all time.
So the blood animes are really... I like some of them. I don't like others. Blood Sea is insane. They turn chiropterans into giant bunny vampires that can morph their bodies, and they like blend people together into blood smoothies.
Blood Sea is by far the bloodiest anime of all time, and I love it.
Alright, so Tokyo Ghoul, it has one great episode, and it's the last episode of the first season, and you should watch...
Yeah, I can agree with that statement.
You should watch the first episode for context, maybe the second episode too, and then just watch that last episode and you'll be fine. Then after that, there is Prison School. Moth, you go ahead, because I don't got anything to say.
Yeah, that just... we talked about this very briefly, but... It is the anime that I just cannot believe got an anime. Not an OVA series. It got an actual freaking anime.
Why that big man got such small face?
I cannot believe that anybody approved this. Like, it is so shamelessly porn that I just applaud it for being that bad.
So is this like a so porn it's good scale at this point? Like
it's actually like, the first episode ends with them getting crucified naked in front of the entire school.
Moth, Kill la Kill is bad because it's porn. Also, Moth, Prison School is good because it's porn.
No, it's bad. It's unrepentantly bad. But it's like Kill la Kill tries to pretend it's something it's not. Prison School is just shit, and they know it and they love it.
Speaking of just shit, Overlord exists.
Yep, it does.
We're going to mention
ReZero also exists.
Moth, do you want to go
and
ahead?
So does Goblin Slayer.
Do y'all have anything to say about those three? ReZero bad.
Nope.
Goblin Slayer had my hopes up because I liked the manga for a little bit, and then I watched it and it made me hate the manga retroactively.
Which is wild. I want to say, by the way, Goblin Slayer, the first time Frog ever made me so mad I didn't want anything to do with him was over Goblin Slayer.
Yeah, it was over some dumb bullshit about Goblin Slayer.
The
show's bad. Don't watch it.
That first episode, though, is gratuitous. Moving on.
No, totally, it is. I just don't think it was necessarily bad.
Zombieland
It's
Saga.
a bad episode, though.
Saga!
Zombieland Saga was the best idol manga of the decade, or idol anime of the decade, and that's not.
I agree because I saw
Moving
that
on.
one. None else.
Zombieland Saga is amazing. I pretty sure it got confirmed for another season. I can't wait.
Yeah, it did.
It's just got like every single character's so lovable. It's funny. The music's really good. It's just mwah. It's chef kiss,
Mike,
baby.
because you've never watched Blood Sea, this is basically Blood Sea.
I will look at that when we're done recording.
Okay.
Plastic Memories is the last one.
What is Plastic Memories?
It's one I watched. This is a show about a world in which getting your own personal robot is really cheap, but after a certain number of years, their memories fail that causes them to go on a berserk rampage. So there's a...
Oh, it's better Chobits.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it actually has a lot in common with Chobits. It is better Chobits, I would say. And the whole story is about this one robot who is getting close to that time, and she is one of the people that goes to retrieve them, and she starts a relationship with a human. And it doesn't end happily, and it's a fucking tearjerker. I love Plastic Memories. You should all watch it if you like that kind of stuff.
And the best OVA of the decade is Bug Island.
I'll kill you.
With that said, everybody,
this is a threat.
that was the list. So now, closing out the podcast, we got 16 anime, 5 of each of us plus 1, and we're gonna now argue over which is the fucking best.
It's just gonna be my 5 picks at the top of the list.
All right, so we gotta make concessions. Let's name off our individual animes. You go ahead and start, Moth.
All right, so number 1 on my list is Golden Kamui. Number 2 is Rage of Bahamut.
Shadow Legends.
Number 3 is Drifters.
Shadow
Number
Legends.
4 is Hunter x Hunter, and number 5 is Baccano Test.
Okay. I didn't put mine in order, but it kind of worked out anyway. Yeah, it's just sure. This is in no particular order except for most of them. Mob Psycho 100, Kaiji, Maiden Abyss, Attack on Titan, and Vinland Saga. Sorry for being a zoomer.
All right, Mike.
3 of these are from this year.
Alright, so mine are Katanagatari, Anohana, Beastars, March Comes In Like a Lion, and Arakuma Arashi. Or, sorry, Yurikuma Arashi. My apologies. And
holy crap! I just don't I don't agree with a single one in your top 5.
that's because we've motherfucker. I don't agree with it. The only one I like in your top 5 is Drifters. Go away.
I don't get it. Like, how can you like something so boring and sad?
Like what?
Like Anohana, like March Comes In Like a Lion, like Yurikuma.
Okay, Yurikuma is not sad. Like, that's not a sad boy anime. March Comes In Like a Lion, totally a sad boy anime. Anohana, totally a sad boy anime. Even Katanagatari, there's like 2 episodes that are pretty kind of like tear jerky, but there's climax to it that makes it justify it. So I wouldn't call that a sad boy anime. I have genuine issues processing my own emotions, and I use media to explore those emotions to help me with that inability. I have many cathartic cries. In fact, I'll rewatch shows to have a
That's the name of your new book, right?
Yes, it's Cathartic Cries. It's the name of my new book, my band name, and my fantasy novel. But yeah, but like, you have shit like fucking Golden Kamui, which I'm not gonna shit on for its writing. I am gonna shit on for being an ugly anime. Like, if we were talking about
only the first 2 episodes.
If we were talking about the manga, I'd be like, you know what, dude? Best manga of the decade? I'm willing to put that in the top 5. It wouldn't be top 5. Top 5 would be, Omasuya Pum Pun. But Golden Kamui, I mean, it's a good manga. But fuck you, that anime's not.
That anime's phenomenal, you shut up! You know what was funny about the anime, though? They actually had to discuss, like, what they had to cut and what they had to leave in, because the manga has so much, like, no-no material in it, it's not even funny.
Yeah, there's a man fucking a bear. We've seen it.
Not just a bear, all the wildlife he can find.
So yeah,
And I don't even know why you have an issue with this. You want to have sex with a rabbit.
I want to have sex with an anthropomorphized rabbit.
No, that's a rabbit.
Moth. It's just a problem because you keep posting it. At least you did back in, like, last year. You posted like 5 times a day.
So
Yeah.
No,
we also have
Before I became
we
a
also
mod,
have
I
number
had to
16.
stop.
Number 16 is the only anime from this
Ever
last
made.
year. Yes, the only one. Everything we just talked about, all fake. This podcast isn't real.
we're really good improvisers.
It was Sarazanmai, which is pretty much the only show that we 100% agreed on, even if we agreed on it in
For
different ways.
different reasons, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Alright, I will actually take the first bullet at number 16. Are you ready?
Baccano Test.
Yep, Baccano Test at 16.
Fair.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
What
I have
about
not
number
seen a lot of these shows, so I'm gonna have to make a lot of concessions.
Same.
I would say we can leave Mob Psycho probably in the top 10, so I won't make you sacrifice that yet. But Kaiji, I would probably put at 15.
That's fair.
I would put, you know what? I would put Maiden Abyss at 15.
Really?
Okay, Maiden Abyss is
Because I
15.
put a Maiden Abyss above Kaiji, personally. But
You would?
Alright, Kaiji is
Okay.
15.
Okay.
If Kaiji's 15, is Maiden Abyss 14?
Nah, I would give Maiden Abyss at least like 12. Because I liked it, I just didn't love it.
Someone write this
I'm
down.
willing. I'm willing
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
I'm willing to put Yurikuma in at number 13 because I know neither of you will watch it. But it's definitely
Okay.
my favorite.
I might watch it.
One of my favorites. If you watch
Alright.
it, if you watch it, then we'll go back and we'll redo this whole podcast.
Okay. Thank God.
Alright, now I will admit, and I'll take another hit here. I will admit that while Hunter x Hunter is amazing and it made my top 5 list, it's not spectacular.
I definitely don't. I do not care for Hunter x Hunter.
So where's Maiden Abyss then?
So,
Is Maiden Abyss already on the
Hunter
list?
x Hunter is 13, Maiden Abyss will take 12.
Sure.
Now, Mike, I want like 3 of yours next on this list.
You know what? You're right. Rage of Bahamut should be next.
You can eat a dick. Rage of Bahamut's making it to the top of my list, you monkey.
It did make it to the top of your list, but this is our list. And
look, honestly, Beastars is meddling at best. You just have a boner for the rabbit.
I think Beastars is. I haven't finished it yet. Full discretion. I have not finished that show yet. I'm a little behind. I'm sorry, but
all right, then Anohana. Anohana is way higher on the list than it already deserves to be.
You are wrong. Okay, but like, here's the deal: Rage of Bahamut. Fine, it's a
Rage of Bahamut, I will fight as hard as I will.
Here's the deal, though.
You can fight me!
Rage of Bahamut is a show that you like, and it's a show that no one cares about. Every single show on my list... because you guys won't sit
down and watch it.
Every single show on my list is something that some people have at least heard of. If I ask someone if they've heard of Rage of Bahamut, they're going to ask me if I'm talking about Final Fantasy.
No. I'm gonna keep this in stasis while I find this GIF that just shows like how good the sword fight was.
I don't care how good the sword fight was. Like the most unique thing about Rage of Bahamut is that the main character in the first season has a red afro.
Yeah, no, he's great, and you're forgetting that the second season.
Hey, Moff, what's his name?
You could fight. It's Leorio.
As he was already googling Rage of Bahamut, so I'm not gonna give that to him.
No, that's not his name. I just chucked it out the window. No, Rage of Bahamut's great, and I love it, and I'm not gonna let it sit here and take slot.
Here's the thing: we're doing the top 16 anime of the decade.
It's got to make top 10. I'm gonna. You know, if you want to put it at 10, I will take it at 10, but I will not have it be in the top 15.
Okay, then Golden Kamui.
No, Golden Kamui is the other top 10, and you like Drifters, so fight me.
Alright then, Drifters.
No, you like Drifters. Do you really want to put Drifters at 11?
We're talking about the 16 best anime of a decade. I think number 11 is a good
Drifter has
fucking
good
number.
guy Hitler and bad guy Jesus.
You've appealed to the fucking fedora tipper in me. Okay,
Look,
okay.
Give me something from number 11, and I will take Rage of Bahamut at 10.
Mike, say that one of your shows is worse than Rage of Bahamut. That's what you just told me. That you just spit in my mouth.
I don't know what that is, so I don't know if I should just offer up Attack on Titan
Vinland
now.
Saga, or you know what, Katana Gatari. Nobody gives a shit about Katana Gatari.
Go away. That is my favorite anime of all time. You know, I'm gonna be completely fair. I'm not saying that's gonna be number one, but I'm not cutting it before anything else. Fuck you.
Okay, all right. So, do you want to throw Beastars under the bus here?
I sure as hell don't.
We're never gonna agree.
Rage.
All right, fine. Sarah's on mic can take 11.
You know what? That's actually not even a bad idea.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You know what?
It's not the best, but I think it's very good.
If this was a best of the year list, that would have been number one. So I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Out of all of us.
All right. Rage of Bahamut is number 10. Give me a 9.
Wait, I thought. Okay, sure.
Do you want to give something up, Frog?
I can. I have 3 left? Yeah, I have 3 left. Okay, I can offer up Attack on Titan or Vinland Saga. I think they're pretty equal in quality.
I would
say Vinland Saga is 9.
Yeah, I would put it there.
I think I'd put them right next to each other, if that's the case, because I think they're really, really close. So
okay.
8 and 9 in no particular order would be both of those.
Okay.
All right.
I'll give up.
Okay.
I'll give up Anohana here.
I have 1 left.
Okay. You know what? That really should have been lower on the list, but whatever.
No, and then after that, I'll give up March Comes In Like a Lion too.
All right, March Comes In Like a Lion.
Where are we at?
All right. That leaves me with Drifters and Golden Kamui.
Are we at 4 now? Or are we at 5?
That leaves, we got 5 left. We have Mob Psycho, which is
Top
your
5.
last
Let's
one.
go.
And then we have Beastars and
Beastars, Katana Gatari, Golden Kamui, and
I will tell you this, Mike. I will not have Katana Gatari top one of mine. So, like, I can give you Drifters or I can give you Golden Kamui before I give you Katana Gatari.
Put both your second favorites up right now.
You're gonna say Drifters right now. I'm
gonna say Drifters right now?
Yeah.
Okay, fine, Drifters.
Then I will say Beastars.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Here's where we just have a...
All right.
This is bad because each of us have one
Yeah,
left.
that's
I did that on purpose. Perfect, actually.
That's exactly why I told you guys to pull off your second
So
favorites.
right now, let's just Mob Psycho versus Katanagatari versus Golden Kamui.
Who wins?
Golden Kamui.
You decide.
Number 3. Come on, Moff.
You know what? No, what? Actually, I like this. We have a sizable enough audience that we can leave a cliffhanger and let our fans pick these 3, which are the best.
And this has been the We Hate Anime podcast. So we're gonna go fucking kill ourselves.
No, I like this.
Come on,
All right, so
Moff,
you
come
guys
on.
decide. Tell us, email us.
Come on, Moff.
What, you really want me to give up Golden Kamui?
No, here's the deal. He's gonna say Golden Kamui. I'm gonna say Katanagatari, and Mob Psycho's gonna be number 1.
I don't agree with this, but anything to keep Katanagatari at number 1.
There we go. I, the Machiavellian schemer, have made it so that Katanagatari is the second best anime of the decade. Everyone,
you know what?
Praise me.
I'm going to reverse this, and I'm going to make Mob Psycho and Sarazan my trade places.
Wait, why?
No, fuck you. Frog is right. That is probably the best anime of the decade.
Wait, I mean,
right,
Katanagatari might be the best. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Alright, so this is completely arbitrary. It does not deserve the list it has. But at 16, Baccano Test. 15, Kaiji. 14, Yurikuma. 13, Hunter x Hunter. 12, Maiden Abyss. 11, Sarazanmai. 10, Rage of Bahamut. 9, Vinland Saga. 8, Attack on Titan. 7, Anohana. 6, March Comes In Like a Lion. 5, Drifters. 4, Beastars. 3, Golden Kamui. 2, Katanagatari. 1, Mob Psycho. This is the dumbest list I have ever seen in my
This
entire
has
life.
been the We Hate the Anime of the decade! That's right, everybody.
I'm
Mob Psycho,
done.
best anime of the decade. It is decided. No one can
take
say
it.
anything else.
I'll take it. I win.
そんな優しくしないで